What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Reptiles With Podcast live at the Daytona Beach, Florida National Reptile Breeders Expo of 2022. If you're listening and want to watch, you can check us out on YouTube as Modern Reptile, and if you're watching and want to listen, we're on pretty much every single streaming platform that matters. But before we get started, hit like, hit subscribe so you can see more reptile content from us on your recommended feed.
Oh, Tikis Geckos, tikisgecko.com, Tikis Geckos 2.0 on Instagram. We have all the social medias, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all Tikis Geckos. Check us out.
All original content.
All original content
There you go,
every
the whole
day.
thing.
Individual content on every single platform.
There you go. Me? I don't do that shit. So talk to me, bro. How's the show?
It's been good, man. It's been really busy, especially yesterday.
Yeah.
I think yesterday we did better than the entire Daytona last year.
Okay.
So really happy with that. Moved a lot of high-end animals, thankfully.
Okay.
Some skinks too.
Yeah.
Usually, for some reason, they don't do the best at Florida shows, but because you're always competing with like the import market, you know.
Yeah.
But did very well, man. Very busy. Haven't got to walk around. I didn't even get to pee. I
Jesus,
didn't pee
bro.
all day yesterday. That's how busy we were.
Dude, I peed
so.
like 8 times yesterday.
No.
I was just nonstop.
When I finally peed, it was like a 5-minute piss. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude. That's a good feeling piss, though.
It is. It is.
The ivory. Any interest in the ivory?
Yeah. A lot of people looking at it. A lot of people asking questions about it. You know, interested in it. No offers.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an expensive animal. I
Yeah.
get it. You know, it's not a 2,000. It's 7. You
Yeah.
know, so they're expensive animals, but 100% worth it. Incredible.
Definitely.
I'm very excited to be working with them in the future. So.
Yes. I think that of the blue tongues, that's probably the thing I'm most excited for.
Yeah.
You see those ones right there? I
Yeah.
purchased that collection at a Repticon or
Mhm.
whatever. I was thinking about moving them. I was gonna bring them here, but whatever doesn't stay here, or rather, whatever doesn't go here, I'm gonna put outside, and I'm gonna try to start breeding stuff outside.
Yeah, I just put my Marukis outside.
How are they doing?
So they're doing good so far.
Yeah.
I have them in pairs too.
Okay.
There's some, marks breeding, but it's normal for them figuring it out. It actually was our old Tegu cages.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that we had to repurpose for something else because we had to get rid of all of our Tegus. So we're like, why not do the blue tongues? Like, okay. Started with the Marukis out there. I have my Hypo out there.
Yeah.
I have the Xanthic. I have all of them out there.
Beautiful.
So hopefully we'll find babies in there, next year.
So I had Ron on,
Mhm.
Ron St. Pierre, and we were talking about his little hybrid situation, stuff like that. And, he was telling me that specifically with the Easterns, the Northerns, and the Aryan Jayas, they're all skincoides. So he's like, bro, he kind of lumps them in together. So if he can get mutations out of there, he's fine with it.
Right.
Would you ever cross the Hypo Maruki with a Northern?
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't frown upon hybrids that much like a lot of people do.
Okay.
My problem comes when people are not honest about it.
100%.
So when they, sell hybrids as a pure, that's different. I haven't done it, but I've always, I've sold hybrids before.
Yeah.
Or listed them, and I always was upfront honest, like this is a cross with this and this.
Yeah.
That's for me the most important is honesty.
For sure.
So I would like to. We originally thought that Maruki was albino. We really don't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
It looks hypo to me once I got it in my hands. That's something that would be cool to throw to like red stuff.
For sure, 100%.
A lot of different mutations, but we actually have a lot of northern mutations we're actually working on first.
Yeah.
So including with the hypocalicos.
Yep.
Those are cool. You need to get some of those.
I do.
I'm really excited to see what that does when you mix it with other mutations like the sunset, sunrise.
You know
Swedish.
You know how they say having animals in captivity, it creates a second I don't know what the term is. It's it's a different kind of population. It's I don't know how to describe it. It's not coming to me. Fuck. Tino knows the word. Whatever. It's like an assurance population.
Oh, okay.
I have an assurance population for your blue tongues because all of my blue
Right.
tongues come from you.
Yeah, man, that's true. And it's funny. I have the same thing with Ron Kudo.
Yeah.
Because a lot of my stock's from him. So if anything ever happens to him, you could always get stuff from me. Same with Ray Gergi.
Yep.
That actually happened to Andrew Seiki, the guy who came up with Sunset, Sunrise, Coffee, a bunch of these mutations. He stopped breeding a couple years ago because his caught on fire. So he lost most, if not all, of his animals.
Yeah.
But like you said, there's an insurance policy. We all have his stock. So
Yeah.
if he ever decides to get back into it,
There
he
you
has
go.
his lines available
So
everywhere.
there was a table with 4 adult Easterns, 600 each, bro. And I walked to the table. I was gonna figure out a deal. They were
Mhm.
like, "Oh, buddy's not here right now. He's coming back." I came back, and literally within 5 minutes, somebody else was walking with them and came to my table to look at mine. And I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah, I love the Easterns, man. Don't get me wrong, but I got rid of all of mine.
Yeah.
Because where we are in West Palm Beach, Florida, it doesn't get cold enough for
Yeah.
them. We would have to dedicate a specific room for them.
Yeah.
It's too much for me.
So-
I haven't had luck. And
The Northerns are my first attempt to breeding outside.
mm-hmm.
You know, Ron told me that he's got a pretty like solid situation for his.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to show me how he does it so that way I can replicate it.
Right.
And then I'm going to start getting Easterns.
Did
keeping them
he
outside.
did he talk about his success rates for his outdoor animals? Because
He has not.
the only thing that worries me with that is some might wake up earlier than others.
Uh-huh.
You know, like they'll be ready. Because even in ours, they're ready to breed in different times.
Okay.
Right? Different moments. And sometimes the window can be only a couple days.
Yeah.
So what if you have a pair out there that don't sync up at the same time?
Got
So
you.
that's what worries me about keeping them outside.
I didn't think about that.
You know, because like when you're inside and you know this male's going,
Yeah.
you could put them all to all the females you need them to.
Yeah.
You know, if we're just keeping them in groups, pairs, trios, whatever it is,
Yeah.
outside, and if the male doesn't sync or the female doesn't sync at the same time,
It
I
might get
wonder
bloody.
like how your success rate is.
Got you.
know?
Well, I think that would be like one of those things where it's like you have to watch over it and like start like looking at your animals as they're outside waking
Yeah.
up on their own, and maybe I need to switch enclosures around a little bit because
Mhm.
one's getting a little earlier start and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's probably what I would do.
Yeah.
If I ever kept them outdoors, I would keep them single. And then when I see males start becoming active, start
Yeah.
trying with some females, probably do the same thing I do inside, outside,
Okay.
just to see if that might have the best like success rate. Because it's
Got
not
you.
just, you can just keep them outside and breed them, but I
Yeah.
want to, be a prolific breeder.
For
You know
sure,
what I
for
mean?
sure. So I'm a little bit back and forth because I mean, my stuff's in racks.
Mhm.
I'm not really enjoying it as much these days.
I agree.
And even the ball pythons, bro. Even the ball pythons, I'm like, man, whenever we get surrenders at the shop, the animals are periscoping, they perch. Not that I'm saying they're arboreal, but they'll
Yeah.
utilize their space. So sometimes I look around and I'm like, what can I do to enjoy this a little more? And I figured that putting them outside is one step closer to that.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I have the same feeling. I've been having
Yeah.
the same feeling the past couple of years. Even like you said, ball pythons. I've sold some of the ball pythons to like my cousin or friends,
Yeah.
and they're active.
Yeah.
They're super active. So
Yeah.
it's like the
They're-
only ones I don't really feel that bad for are like prey animals, like a crested gecko.
Got you.
Because I actually think they feel more secure in an opaque tub,
Got
because they're
you.
not having to worry about something eating them all the time.
Understood.
Their behavior doesn't really change when it comes to tubs versus glass versus more naturalistic setup.
Got you.
From my experience.
Yeah.
But like ball pythons, blue tongues, like they're bigger animals, so I
Yeah,
feel like
exactly.
maybe it's.
They
I
have-
know, man. Trust
if
me.
you're able to make it around, not the
Mhm.
aisle where you're at, the aisle next to it, all the way down, somebody has patternless Marukis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Ron St. Pierre patternless. Or
I think he's like an older guy. I think he was kind of explaining to me that it was like a line bred thing.
Tom
I don't get his
Neely.
name.
He's like 100. He's like 100 years old.
Yeah, he looks it.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's here. Good. I didn't see him. I didn't get to walk around.
Got you.
That guy's. If it's him, that man's been breeding blue tongues for
I mean, dude,
longer
he's
than
got
we've been
some-
alive.
Bro, he's got some Aryan Gyres that are fucking
Yeah,
huge.
I hope
dude.
it's him. I haven't seen him in a while, but
Yeah,
if
yeah.
it's him, dude,
Very nice guy.
talk to him.
Yeah.
That man is smart.
Yeah.
He's been breeding these things, like I said, longer than we've been alive.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So
Yeah.
I actually have some of his stocks. His Marukis are some of my best Marukis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he produces like insane orange and red animals.
Fuck yeah, dude.
If you ever get into Marukis, 100% get them
Yeah.
from him. While he's still here.
You know what I
Yes.
produced that I was like very surprised that I'm like, look, I'm Manny Jr., a little peacock day gecko.
Oh my god, dude! I've always loved Phelsuma.
Yeah.
And that all those day geckos. I always say if they were handleable, best
great.
gecko
Yeah, for
in
sure.
the world, hands down. I have so many breeding groups. I have 10 different species I'm working with, and I want more. And we house them outside.
Yeah.
Awesome animal, man. Super bold. They're not like you can't handle them really.
Yeah.
Unless you're a Chucky.
Yeah.
Unless you have one and you work with that one.
Yeah.
But they're something I'm really gonna work more and more with them. I'm gonna do. Obviously the blue tongues, the
Yeah.
cresteds, that stuff. Jewel Lacerdas.
Okay.
It's going to be something I'm going to be pushing a lot more
I've thought
in the next
about
couple years.
Yeah.
Dude.
They look like they're coming up in popularity these days.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They especially even like just the normals, dude.
Yeah.
I can't keep them in stock when I have them. They're a tegu. They're a little tegu is what it is. I think that's a perfect replacement for tegus.
Yeah.
Especially here in Florida and some of the other states that where tegus got banned.
Yeah.
They behave the same. They're similar in intelligence. Their diet's like about the same. And they're prolific breeders, man. They'll lay a lot of eggs and they'll double, triple clutch sometimes.
Oh,
and I keep them outside all year round. They can handle cold weather. They're from Europe, so they can handle it pretty cold.
Yeah.
That's something like I really like. Like I have probably 30 that I'm raising to breed. So I'm gonna be producing a lot of Jewel Lacerdas, man. Yeah. You know what I would love and I really would want to work with more?
What's up?
Cayman lizards.
Yeah.
To me, that Cayman lizard we have, it was the tegus were my favorite, but we gotta get rid of them. That Cayman lizard is my favorite individual lizard. If I had to just get rid of everything and keep one, it'd be that Cayman. One? It's a tegu.
Yeah.
It's a water tegu. Literally what it is.
You know what? Look, I'm going to be honest with you with that whole water tegu thing. I agree with you. Mm-hmm. But, bro, there's some people that literally think it's a water tegu. There was some kid that worked at some place that I know that he was like, dude, no, they're like water tegus. You feed them the same, you keep them the same, but with water. And I'm like, no, dude, it's not that. He's like, no, that's what they say, bro.
Yeah, I guess you got to be careful how you speak sometimes. But water, as in personality, they're a tegu that likes the water.
Yeah, there
but
you
they
go.
eat snail, guys. They eat only snails. We'll sometimes do some clams, some other mollusks and stuff, but mainly snails.
Fuck yeah. Well, I've seen you guys fucking petting the thing and hanging out, dude. That's sick.
That boy is tame as can be.
Yeah.
Like, he'll come, don't get me wrong, he has his feisty moments. Like, there's days, you got to learn how to read your animals. There's days, especially the smarter animals, they'll tell you. Yeah. They'll be like, nah, they'll be like puff and like, okay, like today maybe I'm not going to mess with you. Yeah. But most days that guy is puppy dog tame. I need to get a puppy dog tame female for him. Make a sick enclosure. That's my favorite lizard there.
And then have a nice water feature and stuff like that, dude.
Exactly. Have a lot of aquatic plants.
Yes,
I'm adding, some minnow or guppy, something to eat all the mosquito larvae, and then maybe I'll throw some turtles in there.
That's what I was going to ask. Would you put turtles in there? Do you think a turtle would try, or a caiman would try to eat a larger turtle?
I don't think so. I don't know. I've never tried it. I'm going to, but I would put bigger turtles in there. Yeah. Something that
they can't really fuck with.
Yeah, exactly. Like that diamondback, or not diamond. Sorry,
the Indian spotted.
Indian spotted.
Yeah. Well, it can't even get its mouth around how big those things fucking get.
That'd be. But I think pink belly sidennecks would be fine.
Especially
pink belly sidennecks are fine with everything.
Yeah, dude.
I love those turtles.
They hang out.
I love those turtles.
Apparently, they just don't do fine at my house these days.
Bro, you gotta send them down south, man.
I actually ended up with a male and 3 or 4 females left out of the group.
Send them down, man.
I know,
we're warm. We'll keep them warm.
All right. All right, bro. Tag yourself one more time and let's get the fuck out of here.
All right. Tikis Geckos on everything except Instagram because Instagram deleted our account. So Tikis Geckos 2.0 now. Everything else, YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter,
OnlyFans.
Tikis Geckos, OnlyFeet, everything. Website, tikisgeckos.com. Check us out. We have everything lizards. So
there you go.
It's a pleasure, bro. Finally got to be on your podcast.
Yes.
This man's been not letting us come on here. He's been doing a podcast for 5 years now. Doesn't let us on. I thought we were friends.
First off, you're always allowed on.
Okay.
Second off, the thing is it has to be in person. With you, it has to be in person. With you and David, for sure. And
I think podcasts in general are just much better in person.
For sure.
Yeah,
he's quick with it.
He's
quick with
Tikis Geckos 2.0 because they banned my original Instagram account. So Tikis Geckos 2.0 on Instagram.
Do we have an update with that at all?
Bro, you won't believe it. It's the hardest ban. I had a guy on Instagram working to get the account back, and he said it's the hardest ban he's ever had to deal with. If I would have gotten it back from him, I would have had to pay $5,000, and he can't even get it back.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Did they say why it got?
They don't tell you why. They just ban it. They just say you violated the guidelines. So from talking to everybody, they're saying that basically you're not supposed to sell animals on Instagram, clearly. But I wasn't posting animals on my story or on my actual page. I was just talking through DMs. And they look if they want to, they can look through your DMs.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
Fuck,
hide your kids.
Yeah, hide your kids.
Bro, they're out
there.
Dude,
that's fucked.
But I've seen so many different pages like get banned, like dog breeding pages. Obviously, all these reptile people are getting banned, and it's just like,
it's
bro,
gonna have
like,
to, yeah.
we're trying to make a living, and if you come see our animals, like we're not like doing anything crazy, but
so it's kind of one of those things where it's gonna be a hassle to be like, oh, you want to know what I have? Now you have to go through my website, send me an email, the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, you're like technically I mean, you're gonna have to be like, hey, somebody asks, hey, is this available? Be like, send us an email.
Yeah.
It's just, but it makes it that much harder for a customer, Yeah. And it's like
you're making you're giving more friction, is what
exactly,
it's saying,
exactly,
causing all kinds of problems. Damn, bro. Well, how are the fucking geckos? How's the house? How's everything, bro? Congratulations on the move.
Thank you, man. I mean, we're finally. I feel like we say this all the time. We're settled in, but there's always still enclosures to build and stuff.
So, I mean, you guys got a big property and stuff like that, but I mean, my house is small, and I've been there almost a year, and I'm still not settled in. That's just how it feels.
But listen, I say that because I'm just like speaking it into existence. But there's still a lot that I want to do. I feel like it's never gonna be like, okay, 100%. I'm done. It's like there's still like once we finish this project, then we're like, all right, now we got to take care of this and then that. But
that's the exciting thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
honestly,
Yeah. How are the Waterland tubs?
Good, bro. They're huge. We still got like 3. No, we got 2 that are empty though.
Yeah.
So it's like we got to put some turtles in there or something. Yeah, maybe that's when you come in.
Dude, I've had such a weird past couple of years with turtles.
Yeah.
And I'll never fall out of love with turtles. But it's one of those things where I'm just like, dude, like I don't really know what I want to do, because there's always like the morph. This is gonna be weird. The morph market.
Yeah.
Where
hey, sponsor the video.
You know what's funny? I did another podcast. I didn't think it was gonna get a lot of views or anything, and it was talking about the good and the bad things of morph market.
Yeah.
And dude, that was the one that fucking blew up. And I was like, fuck, I'm talking a lot of fucking shit over here, bro. But anywho, so there's like that side of it, but then there's also like the species specific stuff, and I don't really know what I want to do. I don't really know what I want to do with that.
I think there's a market for everything, dude. Like anytime anybody asks me like what they should do with like this, that, or the other, I'm like, yo, just do what you like the most.
Yeah.
And I mean, we like everything, so it's hard. I get you, but it's like I don't know. The turtles, I'm not the biggest. Like I'm not in balls deep into them like you are, but I definitely feel you with like the geckos. I'm like, damn, I want to breed those. I want to breed those. I want to breed those. But it's like sometimes it's unrealistic. You gotta pick your poison.
Exactly. So on that, you got your Instagram to fucking, what was it, 100,000 back then?
101,000.
101,000.
Who's counting?
But I mean, dude, I think even on TikTok you're fucking killing it. Instagram you're killing it, dude. Like when you're getting into that shit, like what's like in your mind? Like what's the mindset when you're doing your Instagram stuff?
Honestly, I was the day it got banned, it was a birthday dinner with one of my best friends, and everybody's there. Manny was there, everybody was there, and I think a couple people texted me like, yo, where's your Instagram? You got banned, da-da-da. And I checked and I was like, oh shit, like, all right, whatever. In the back of my mind, I knew like, because I had seen it with other reptile accounts, I'm like, yo, one day they might decide that they don't want me on the platform anymore, or for whatever reason, because a lot of people, so I was told what a lot of people do, it could be a competitor or just like a crazy PETA type organization or whatever.
They start reporting you.
They get bots. They buy a bunch of bots to report you for the same thing. And then that, they just automatically ban your account. It's not like some guy on Instagram's like looking it over and then clicks ban.
Yeah.
No, it's just like
set up.
It automatically does it, because if 300 people report you for the same exact thing, then you got a problem. So what was crazy is like this all happened right after I released that FWC video. Like soon after, and a lot of people are telling me like, yo, do you think anything has to do with that? And I'm like, I don't think so, but like the people that I've tried to get, like these people, I have a lot of friends that are big on Instagram, and they have people that are inside of Instagram, and they couldn't get my account back. They said, this is the hardest ban we've ever seen. Bro, you'd think I'd be smuggling kids or like doing like selling drugs or something, bro. I'm like, I don't know, whatever, man.
I'm fucking breeding geckos, bro.
I'm breeding geckos,
Leave
dude.
me alone,
like,
dude.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, you got all your shit going on. What's the coolest thing that you've got going on with your geckos right now?
Bro, so the cappuccino crested geckos are pretty exciting right now. There's like a lot of people have these things and they don't know they have them because they were a wholesale gecko and they got spread all across the country.
Got you.
So what I'm trying to get some caps. I'm doing all the lily whites and stuff. But what's really cool is when you put a cappuccino and a lily white together, you get these frappuccinos. The names are awesome, by the way. I love the names.
I have a friend of mine that he says that he's the one that named the frappuccino or some shit. Some kid named Jake. I don't know if you recognize.
I don't know.
Yeah, he was the one that was like, yeah, I was talking to this guy, and it was like I told him the frappuccino. I was like, I guess, dude. I don't know anything about this shit.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the coolest thing right now, in my opinion. And there's just a lot of more things that are coming out with the crested geckos I'm excited about.
I like that, though. I like that the cool things have cool names. It's great for marketing. The same shit with the fucking Deadpool, the Dracula.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, like when we got the first ivory blue tongues at the shop, I was like, oh, you know, we got to name it fucking Moon Knight. Moon Knight, that was the thing. And it didn't blow up as much as I thought it would.
Some stick, some don't. Trust me, I've had my fair share of things I wanted to stick and they didn't. But some things just like are the right timing and like they're just catchy enough where people are like, oh, okay, and then they start using it. Yeah,
so I ended up getting some gargoyle geckos and I was raising them and I put some to breed and dude, I just couldn't fucking do it. I don't know what's wrong with me.
What do you mean?
I couldn't do it. Literally the females kept dropping.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, dude.
So how big were they? So with gargoyles, I will say this. With gargoyles, I could pair up a crested gecko in 2 years. No problem. She's 45 grams, whatever. With gargoyle geckos, I like to wait until at least 3 years. And they're a solid 45, 50 grams, like never losing weight, never getting lower. For whatever reason, the crested geckos are hardier when it comes to breeding. The gargoyle geckos crash faster when you pair them up younger. So you want to wait at least 3 years old to pair them up, and you got to be on top of them with, you know, just bugs and stuff, and the calcium, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know how it is, bro. Like animals, sometimes you just make a little switch and then you figure it out, you know. So you should probably try again, I would say.
I'll try, bro. It really broke my heart. I was like, dude, this was like going to be my next thing. I'm so excited.
Nah, it's not. Trust me, you've bred enough animals that, you know, gargoyle geckos are not out of this world.
All right. Fuck, man. Cool. Well, when are we going to start setting up like a whole fucking ball python facility at your place?
You know, one of my good friends now, he lives right next to me, Josh. Do you know Josh Viper Exotics?
It sounds familiar.
So he does a lot of he's really low key, but he does a lot of high-end ball pythons. And recently, because he's literally across the street, I'm just like, I go to his house and I'm like geeking out and I'm like, damn, now I'm like I'm like, fuck, I'm getting that ball python.
Yeah, dude.
Ball python is sick, dude. I'm like, I understand why they're everywhere.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't know if I could jump into.
But at least you can get a couple things to like serve like your pet market and then a little bit of the high end.
Yeah, I think
trying to convince him.
Just slowly let it start growing on you. I think it's like everybody needs. I mean, like us, like we have a lot of variety with what we do. So we want to have at least, you know, some really nice ball pythons, your pies, your really nice albino combos and all that stuff, because that's the stuff like people, you know, that sells that are maybe not like the lowest level, but they're like, you know, the next level up where somebody would buy from us.
For sure,
you know?
man.
Yeah.
Well, good shit, bro. Good talking.
Thank you, bro.
I gotta go
Always
see your place soon, bro.
We gotta do a full podcast soon.
Yes,
though.
with Chuk and Tino, dude.
Yeah,
I was talking
for
to Manny
sure.
about it. I was like, dude, we gotta link that up, dude.
Yeah.
This is my friend Tino. He does the podcast with me.
What's up, man? Nice to meet you,
all
too.
All right.
Dude, Chucky's not here, so I can fight him about FWC? Miserable fuck. I watched that part of your podcast, and I was like, Chucky, shut up.
He's supposed to be here. He's
cool.
supposed to be
I'll
walking
fight
around. I'll send you a text when he's like, yo, let's go. Let's jump him. That's like the best part of the podcast is like having everybody like disagree with each other. And we're like, oh my God, it's fucking.
It sets up the battles.
Yeah,
It sets
dude.
up the battles.
And then I'm just there like watching him and fucking Chuk just go at it. And I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck?
This got real. Yeah.
For sure. So Daytona, how's it going for you?
Dude, Daytona's been great, man.
Hell yeah.
Daytona's been great. It's always a fun time being down here. I mean, come on, on the beach.
Yeah.
Hanging out, playing with reptiles.
Hell yeah,
Dude,
man.
Yeah.
It's the
awesome.
best time.
Yeah.
So I wanted to, before we do reptile stuff, there's two things that I love in the reptile community. It's one, when I find somebody else who's Hispanic, because I'm Hispanic, but two is finding another musician.
Hey,
There
heck
we
yeah,
go,
man.
Dude.
Yes,
So
sir.
how's the music going for you?
Dude, music has been going really great
Yeah?
right now. Yeah. So of course, you bring it up, and I can't talk about what I'm working on right now.
Okay.
But I've got 2 albums that I'm working on in Atlanta for some high-profile artists. So I'm like super stoked about that.
Good.
And then while I was here, I was at Buc-ee's, and I got a phone call.
I call it bussies. Bussies.
Oof. I got a phone call from an incredible trombone player is based in New Orleans, but he's up in Vermont recording his album right now, and he's like, I need to fly you up to Vermont. I need you on this record. So I'm like, hell yeah. So
dude, that's awesome, man. So it's like you're doing shows, you're doing session work, and it's going great.
Yeah.
So as far as like a full-time gig, you're back and forth between that and music?
Yeah, Reptiles and music, yeah.
Dude,
yeah,
that's
all it is.
Literally the goal. So I was a touring musician for a metal band.
Okay.
And I did that for 5 years, pretty much right out of high school.
Yeah.
But the problem was, that shit doesn't make money.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm rough. There and I would work when I'm home, save up all my money, get on the road, spend all the money. Because the guarantees are very small. It's an up-and-coming act, even though it's like we were signed by a record label, but it was like an indie label, you know. Nothing really was going on with that kind of stuff. Yeah. So I ended up finding Reptiles, and I'm like, all right, Reptiles, we'll get that shit going, and then I'll make my way back to music. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Honestly, man, the Reptiles fund a lot of what I'm trying to do with music. Like,
awesome,
I'm working on my 3rd album right now, and all the money that's going to the album is coming from the Reptiles. You know, so that's
sick,
that's been the way to make it happen. Otherwise, dude, it's fucking
it's
expensive.
Hard, bro.
Yeah.
Especially, like, I mean, when I was in high school, you had to go record with somebody. Nowadays, everybody's like, no, I got this shit at home, bro.
Yeah, dude. I mean, dude, come on. What is it? Billie Eilish's album where she won all those Grammys was recorded in a freaking bedroom.
That's what I'm saying,
like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
what is happening?
Dude, it's insane, man. But it is what it is. So, Reptiles, what are you working with these days? We got ball pythons. You have some brettles.
Yep.
What else?
It's got some jungles. Raising up some Maclots pythons, which I'm super excited about those. Bloods and short tails. Probably like 7 or 8 different colubrid species as well. So I've got a little bit of everything. And the big one right now has been Amazon tree boas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been going hard on the Amazon tree boas. So
man,
yeah, I've got like 4.12.
Jesus
that I'm raising up.
Christ, bro. That's ridiculous. Oh, man.
Yeah. I think depending. So next season. So I bred Amazons when I was in my teens.
Okay.
And then like I just got out of them. And now the more people are working with them, you're seeing all the crazy colors and everything, whatever. So I got bit by the bug hard. And I'm like, okay, so now not this year, but next year is like my big trial year. I've got 4 or 5 girls that'll be ready to go. Okay. So I got to reprove it to myself that I can breed them again. If I can do it, then I'll go from 4.12 to like 15.40.
Oh, Jesus.
So
how big is the space that you're working with? Is it like a whole house?
Basement.
A basement?
Basement,
okay.
yeah.
Where are you located out of?
North Carolina?
North Carolina.
North Carolina,
okay. So something else that I find real cool is that there's a lot of people who have, like, in the reptile community, have attached, or rather got their start with a bigger company, that they have a hard time getting their, like, name out of the bigger company. And you've done a very good job with that, where it's like you are your own person, even though you did work with bigger entity and stuff like that. So how was that process for you? Were you, like, worried when leaving that you'd still have your identity, or how was, that going for you?
Yeah, I mean, so Kevin, definitely a lot of people know me from my work at Nerd, for sure. Luckily for me, like, I knew Kevin for over a decade before I started working there, and had a business before I started working there for many years. Yeah. So when I started back at Nerd, it was after my hiatus because of college. So people recognized me from 10 plus years ago from my original business, and they're like, oh, we thought you fell off the face of the earth.
There we
now
go.
You're at Nerd. That's awesome. So, and Kevin was always really good about keeping that separation existing. Like, it was like, hey, Jeremy, go follow Jeremy at Brassman Reptiles. Like, he was always really proactive in pushing that. Yeah. So when I did split, it was like, just go over there and follow him. So he made that transition really smooth. Yeah.
That's real nice of him. I know way too many. So I'm originally from Miami, and I know a couple bigger people there that I always noticed that they kept their people to the side. And I'm like, man, like, you have so much talent that you don't want to bring up with you. And I ended up moving. I ended up coming here to work for Imperial Reptiles, and he's been, helping me out a lot, like getting me going and shit like that.
Heck yeah,
it's
man.
Real cool stuff, man. Well, what did you buy at the show? What'd you get? Can we talk about
I bought some things. Yeah, I bought some things. So I'm really invested in the Hidden Geoma project.
Okay.
Anybody who really follows me knows that for ball pythons. So I've got Hidden Geoma clown stuff. awesome, but I wanted the hidden Chihuahua pieds.
Okay.
So my buddy Frank Bird has been making hidden Chihuahua pied stuff for a few years. So I was like, all right, I think now I need to pull the trigger. So I picked up a hidden Chihuahua Fire Yellow Belly Het pied from him. Okay. It'll be ready to breed in a year. So I've got a couple 2,000 gram female pieds I'm just going to throw them to and make some hidden Chihuahua pieds.
Cool shit, man.
And then I picked up some corn snakes for my scaleless project. So I got like an Anery Tessera triple het, scaleless hypo blood red, and then a caramel motley het scaleless het hypo, and then a pair of Okati Tessera scalelesses.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All
Way
right,
too
bro.
many corn snakes.
For sure. So go ahead and tag yourselves. We'll get it going, man.
Bam. So check me out all over social media because I hate my life at Brassman Reptiles. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Check out the Reptile Talk podcast where we don't get into aggressive fights and throw tables. But come check it out. And if you're interested in any of my music, check out JT Music 1092 on Instagram and Facebook and check out what's going on there.
Hell yeah.
Hey, I'm Casey Cannon of Cannon Fire Reptiles at the Daytona Expo on a beautiful Saturday afternoon.
Hell yeah. So actually we were just talking about blue tongues. Let's get into that.
Okay.
Let's talk negative things. So you don't love blue tongues?
I don't love blue tongues.
Okay.
I want to like blue tongue skins so badly.
Okay.
But I'm having issues where they'll just get random foot infections.
Okay.
And I'll have a male, he'll try to breed the females, and then right before he seals the deal, he'll just give up.
Oh,
he'll
my
just
God.
stop and just walk away.
So when
it breaks your heart.
Yeah, I'll tell you, this year, so I moved to Orlando from Miami this year, right before brumation. So I had a rough year this year. Other than that, I've been pretty good with them. But I actually, I'm really involved in their breeding. I had a buddy of mine that made fun of me saying that, it's like a threesome, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to watch them. You have to make sure, because you can also have an issue where a female will bite the male's leg.
Yep.
And you got to make sure they don't death roll.
Yep. Exactly.
But
so
I did produce two.
Yeah.
I produced 2 Easterns that are 50% posset melanistic. So,
cool.
You know, I have one that is significantly darker and more orange than the other. What that means, I don't know.
Well, the het melanistics
it's a visual het.
Yeah.
But it you also have to think it's going to fall within natural variation sometimes,
of course,
too.
Yeah.
Where a het melanistic may be 30% darker than it would have been without it.
Yep.
But still, you don't know if it's, is that one just really dark?
Understood,
or is it a het melanistic?
Gotcha.
But that is a super visual, though, het.
Yeah, okay. So when we were, I actually found you from the Reptiles pythons.
Yes, that's my main thing that I work with.
How's that going for you?
This year I moved and I didn't try to breed my group, but I gave my buddy Billy Hunt 2.2. So he's produced 2 clutches perfectly healthy out of those guys. So
are you local to here, or where you
I am in Georgia.
Georgia, okay.
Yeah. I'm about an hour and a half north of Atlanta.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, no, I absolutely love Reptiles pythons.
Yeah, I have one for sale there. So I had traded 2 blue tongues for what was supposed to be a pair of Reptiles, and they both ended up being males. Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so I have this thing right now where I'm in between how much I love racks and how much I want to keep things a little bit more natural.
Right.
So I built an outside enclosure for my Reptiles.
How's it going for you?
Dude, it's awesome. I love it. They are so active. You know, I enjoy it so much more. I had them for a short amount of time in a rack while I was finishing the outside cage, but it's great. The female is significantly, I ended up buying a female. She's significantly smaller than him. I'd say about a foot, but she is skinnier. So I'm kind of afraid of keeping them together.
I think you're fine with that.
Yeah.
I keep my males very small.
Okay.
My breeder males are all less than 800 grams.
Got
I keep them little.
Okay. Both of the males are large.
I do want to know, though, with this outdoor enclosure, do you have you noticed a color difference now? Are they starting to fire
darker?
up a little bit more?
Yeah, the colors are I see a lot more greens coming through. Yeah.
Because, if you look at pictures of wild Reptiles pythons, there's a lot more yellow in their orange, if that makes sense. And I think a lot of it's like a suntan they get.
Okay.
And then part of it too is they're eating, parrots with a lot of
colors.
Carotenoids.
Carotenoids
in it. Because I actually went to Australia and found a wild Reptiles python in 2018.
That's so cool.
And it looked so different than what we have here. It was more closer to the color of peanut butter with a little bit more orange.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never seen one like that in captivity.
Interesting. Very, very cool. So as far as feeding, how often are you feeding the Reptiles?
So once they're adults, twice a month maybe.
Okay.
I'll hit them really, really hard this time of year. So once I'm back from the expo, they're going to be getting like jumbo rats like every week and a half, 3 weeks, something like that, just to get them, fat and ready for the wintertime cool down. Males, I actually had an issue last year with, I told you I moved, so like I didn't really try to push anything to breed.
Okay.
I let my males get too skinny this year. So last year. So I've been pushing them harder with food to get them kind of back up to a good body condition.
Got you. All right.
So, but again, I keep my boys little.
Yeah.
Like if you looked at mine, you'd be like, what is that, like a 2-year-old? No, it's a 8-year-old proven breeder, 3 times over male.
For sure, man. And then as far as females, how big are you breeding them?
So Billy, who got the 2.2, he actually bred the smallest ones I've seen, where usually Brettles, general rule from what I've heard, it's got to be about as thick as like a Coke can.
Okay.
So I always go for that. I keep them pretty thick. His were a good bit smaller than that. They laid a smaller clutch.
Yeah.
Usually I can get like, my sweet spot seems to be about 20, 19, something like that. He got like 11 per clutch.
Got you.
So, but they were all super healthy. Cool. So
I guess that's the most important part, right?
Yes, yeah, always.
So other than Brettles, what else are you working with?
So I have Brettles, Tanzania boas. I have Sonoran gopher snakes that I'm trying to get going. I have coastal carpet pythons. I have 4 different types of blue tongue skinks.
Because they're the best.
Once I figure that out, I think I'm going to like them a little bit more. It's been a learning curve. It's very different. I have Pituophis jani, which, man, that has to be the prettiest North American snake, in my opinion. The northern Mexican pine snakes, they're gorgeous.
I have a buddy of mine that likes colubrids. I'm not a colubrid guy at all. Yeah, not at all.
I'm trying to think. I have Guyana red tails and I think a bunch of ball pythons.
Bunch of ball pythons?
Yeah.
Was it you that posted it was a Krypton something?
Yes. Okay, it's a Ultramel Krypton, and I'm close to Justin Kabilka's place, and like I've done some work with him, so I gave them a shed from this boy where he was a 66% pos het pied, and genetic testing proved him out to be a het pied. So I'm actually on this trip. I'm going to be looking for some het pied stuff.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah. So like that's a powerhouse boy as far as ball python goes.
Dude. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Yeah. So they're already doing the genetic testing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay, so there's a school up in Michigan where they figured out quite a few. I think they figured out like all forms of albinism, ultramel, the yellow belly complex, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they're not offering it for sale to the public. It's part of their, she's a professor. So for her school, she'll say, okay, twice a year, so at the end of every semester, I'll have my students like look over it as a, just a practice for the students.
Yeah.
Rare Genetics Inc., though, they are actually going to be offering it to the public as something we can all do.
Yeah. Cool.
They only have lavender albino and pied so far.
All right. Cool, man. That's really cool. I have a leopard pied het desert ghost that I got from somebody who got babies from Justin, right?
Yeah.
And a couple years ago he produced like random Axanthics.
He still doesn't know which line that is.
I know.
You know now?
I figured it out.
Okay.
So I bred a leopard pied het desert ghost to, I have here a TSK Axanthic Bumblebee. Yep, and I produced
I'll let him know. that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, bet. Dude, it's like a crossover episode. I haven't met Alex until today.
Yep.
Damn, dude. Nice.
Today's the day.
I like the jerseys too.
Right.
Looking fresh.
It's all my idea.
Oh, yeah.
All my idea. It had nothing to do with my cousin.
Nice. And it's a baseball jersey, right?
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
They're fire, dude. Fire.
Yeah.
And you're in Miami, though, right?
Yeah, I am
coming
in
up
Miami.
to Orlando?
I want to. The thing is, man, finances. That's it. That's time,
money,
and then moving.
Everything's expensive now.
Yeah, I'm hoping next year I can.
Okay.
Also got a fiance that isn't 100% on board. But
okay. Damn.
She will be.
Damn. Bummer.
Hey, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. The show's popping, huge, way bigger than last year.
Yeah.
Which is nice, dude. It's nice. Did you get a chance to walk around?
I haven't yet. We just take breaks.
Okay.
But I did hear that they opened up another side. This is the first time they did it?
Yep, there's two rooms now.
Yeah.
2 rooms now. Dude, it's crazy. It is insane. So you do mostly the ball pythons though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything you liking? Anything? What did you bring today?
So we have a lot of we have a lavender het SK.
Okay.
So
nice.
we can get the lavender snows. Or
yeah.
we have lavender snow, actually.
Okay.
There. She's a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
We have a couple pied, head albino stuff.
Yeah.
A couple proven females that are pretty big.
Nice. Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah.
Some blue tongues.
Yeah, we have an Exantic bee that everybody just keeps stopping by and they're like,
Yeah.
and they don't know about it yet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Yeah.
With the balls, I'm not a fan of balls. Everybody knows that I don't like the balls that much. Is there any reason why you like the balls?
I mean, they're nice and round.
They're nice and round.
No. But it's just, so that's what I first got into it. So he brought me a snake, and I wasn't too big on it. I was going through some stuff. He's like, no, look, this is something that'll get your mind off.
Okay.
And it kind of opened me up. So to me, it's always.
Are we talking about snakes or are we talking about drugs?
Snakes, yeah. But so to me, it's always going to be like a nostalgia thing.
Okay.
I do want to get in. He knows this. I've said it in other podcasts. I want to get into lychees.
Oh, nice, dude.
I love them. That's one
They're
of
cool.
I like monitors and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have space.
Yeah.
But the lychees are the one thing that I have always said, if I branch out to do something like myself, the only thing I'll do is lychees. I love them.
Dude,
so
they're fire. They're fire.
Yeah.
There's a couple lychees out here. Tikis Geckos is here. Sundown Reptiles is here.
Yeah, I've seen actually, the only ones I've seen in person have been from Manny at Tikis.
Really? Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, nice.
But I had seen them online, and I was like, I fell in love with them online.
Yeah.
And then I saw them in person there, and man, they're
Sick,
they're
dude.
awesome, bro.
Fire,
They're awesome.
fire. Yeah, it's funny. You look a lot like Yoshii, but just like older.
Yeah,
like more mature.
I get that. More mature for sure.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Ignore the ball jokes that I made and stuff, but yeah.
Nice, dude. Nice. What about ball hybrids?
The what?
Ball hybrids.
Yo, Tino is out here pretending he likes ball pythons.
I'm trying really hard.
I don't frown upon it as much as others do.
Okay.
I think that, yes, there's certain situations where, of course, the animals aren't going to ever breed together.
Right.
But there's some situations where they can.
Yeah.
You know, and it can happen. So I don't frown upon it the way that some people do.
Yeah.
I think that as long as it's not like oh, I'm going to breed 100 to 100 and make it this crazy thing, I don't frown as much. But I do get the argument both ways, so I'm never going to hate upon somebody that says one or the other.
You know, I was going to say something with the YouTube. Your video with Yoshii just passed like any of the other ones that we did.
Yeah, he told me. It's
nice,
funny.
dude. The Morph Market one.
Yeah. So it's a thing of like a lot of people might not like the stance, I guess.
Yeah.
Or do.
And you got a lot of comments on it too.
Yeah.
I commented on it.
That's what I was seeing. It's a very hot topic because
it is.
There's a lot of things that have been changing that are good, things that aren't good.
Yeah.
And you're always going to have people that agree with certain things that you think are not good and certain things that you think are good, and then vice versa.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of it's going to get a lot of topics, and it's Morph Market. It's a big thing.
It is a big thing, especially the thumbnail. Is Morph Market good or bad? It was great, dude.
It's like it's not that you want to hate on it or anything.
No.
Just
right.
pointing out the things that could maybe make it better, so it could be a better for everyone.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing.
I was listening to another podcast on the Reptile Talk podcast where they had on the owner of Morph Market, I think.
Okay.
And he was talking about all kinds of different things that he was thinking about doing with it. Obviously narrowing down species, getting things in the proper categories, that kind of thing. But they were also thinking about doing, like, they already have the morph calculators and stuff. Yeah. They were also thinking about having it be like a forum thing. So like Fauna has that kind of going for it, where you can still like talk to people and have information easily accessed from years ago. So Morph Market, I guess, wants to go in that direction too.
It's just a matter of it's a very big website, very big company.
Yeah.
With that, you're always gonna test things out, and it's gonna either be really good or really bad. And as long as you're always progressing and changing and fixing things, I don't really think that it's, like something too crazy. Like it's not I said, we're not trying to hate or anything.
No,
it's just pointing out things that we see that maybe others don't think is a big deal, but maybe they hear that and they say, let me change this a little bit.
I actually like Morph Market for that thing too, because when you look at Fauna, I don't even know who even owns Fauna. Why has nobody regulated Fauna in like 400 years? Or King
you're
Snake.
not wrong. Yeah.
King Snake literally looks like a website that will give you more viruses than Pornhub.
I'm not gonna lie. that's one that in the very beginning of doing all this, I did go on it, but you're 100% right.
Yeah,
like
it's
it
like,
is.
This looks sketchy, dude.
I've always been a big fan of. I like fauna. You
Yeah.
go on there, and
Yeah.
even if you don't end up buying something, bro, you could just read people's posts and stuff, and it's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
But yeah.
And fauna is also not specifically reptiles either. Sweet. So here we got Dan the Turtle Man. What's
Hello.
your full name?
Dan Roselli.
Dan Roselli.
Yeah,
Dan
linguine, Alfredo, whatever.
You know, so I just told you that I've been watching a lot of your content.
Yes.
One of the things that I was talking about was like I really like Indian spotted turtles, right? So I was talking with like Emery from Dainty Dinosaurs, and I was
Yes.
like,
Yeah,
listen. And she's like, oh, if you want turtle content, go to Dan the Turtle Man. I'm like, yes, I love the guy. He's fantastic.
Thank
His
you.
content is too wholesome,
Oh, stop.
and there's too many Diamondback Terrapins. But they're awesome. Dude.
I'm
They're fantastic.
drowning just because all it takes is one very highly productive fecund female
Right.
to just crank them out, and
Yeah,
and that's one of the big things that people kind of do. They just get a bunch.
Yeah.
All it takes is one really well cared for animal
Yeah,
for you to
And your specimens are
breed them.
gorgeous, man.
Thank
They're
you.
fantastic.
Yeah,
I
they're
love them.
they're my kids.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
and
the kids.
You know,
they're great.
So a lot of me especially, I'm always talking about how turtles are kind of difficult to care for. That
Yeah.
like it's a lot of work and stuff like
Sure,
that.
sure.
But like I look at your channel, like this man did this when he was in college in his fucking dorm room.
Okay.
I'm like, how? And then you built your pond DIY style.
That was
crazy,
that was
man.
yeah, that was one of my greatest feats.
That's crazy.
Again, like with the pond in college,
Yeah.
it's simply I don't even want to say planning, but just the
Okay.
knowledge, having the background knowledge and the confidence to just go for it.
Yeah.
My stuff in college was not allowed at all.
Really?
I'm sorry, Eckerd. No, I'm not. I'll do it again. It was fantastic.
You've
But,
inspired millions.
fantastic. Yeah, no, keep turtles in your do it. Keep the turtles in your
do
dorms.
it.
No, but it was fantastic. I just did my water changes every week.
Right.
Got a good enough filter. Made sure things didn't leak on camera.
Right.
And then it was great as far as the pond.
Yeah.
Again, planning. I found the liner, 40-foot by 40-foot liner on Craigslist for
Yeah.
$300, 60 mil, which means it was
Yeah.
nice and thick.
Right.
I had no rocks because I live on the coast, and so they were
So you had to
expensive.
get those in.
So I go to Home Depot and I
Yeah.
got blocks, like finding
Yeah.
ways around to make things more financially feasible
Yeah,
was
yeah.
one of the biggest things that I've done.
Yeah.
Hence the stock tank in college and
And
all that fun stuff.
I think
Yeah.
that's one of the best things about your channel is like you're telling people how to keep turtles, not necessarily specifically for a budget, but like you can do this and not have to break the bank to do it.
And that's the most important thing because you're gonna have to spend money, be it
Yeah.
at the vet or just like for my terrapins, shrimp are not cheap, and
No,
so
right.
I also try to do that like so that way you can put that money that you save towards
Right.
other things.
Exactly,
Yeah,
man.
like
Yeah.
things to make their lives
You know-
better for a future upgrade, whatever it may
And
be.
for turtles, like turtles are like that cusp where it's like it's no longer it's a reptile, obviously, but it's
Yeah.
also in the mainstream pet market. You know, people who keep dogs and cats. The next thing is like birds and turtles. You know,
Yeah.
and turtles are one of the biggest things. Me, for personally, one of my biggest gripes is I think. I would really like it if someone came to me and it's like, hey, I'm really passionate about yellow belly sliders. I really want one. Let me buy one. You know, usually it's people like, oh, this is a green turtle. I want it. You know, it's like, oh, this sucks, dude.
So, yeah.
It's terrible. It's
Exactly,
terrible.
and so I think that turtles can be one of the most mistreated reptiles, but
Yeah.
also the easiest to fix that
Okay.
because, like I said, you can do it without breaking the bank. If
Right.
you want to put the time and energy and effort, you're like it's very rewarding to
Okay.
go ahead and do that. Like you take your 5-inch red ear slider that you have in a 10-gallon tank its whole life,
Yeah.
and then you give it a 110-gallon stock tank. It's $70 at Tractor Supply. Like,
Yeah.
how can you beat that? And
Yeah.
so long as you don't live somewhere that it's too cold, odds are you can keep them outside all
Yeah,
year. Wintertime, they just kind of hunker down. I mean, it's
Yeah.
of course always a risk, but it's an option and it's totally
Yeah,
doable
of
if you
course.
can't keep it indoors. The sun is free, and
exactly.
it's the most natural
Yeah.
and best thing for them.
And you know, I think it might be because there's not a lot of turtle content out there. There's not enough people produce like Kenan, obviously, Camp Kenan, he's producing some turtle content.
Great
Garden
stuff.
State Tortoise is doing great stuff.
Yep,
You know,
Chris, love
but
him.
you're the only one that's like aquatic turtles and like specifically for pet keepers because you're not promoting Phrynops, you're not promoting yellow belly sliders, like the big turtles. You're doing like, hey, spotted turtles, diamondback turtles.
Love
you know?
them. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's
that's
fantastic,
those
man.
are the ones that I really try to promote.
dude.
Eastern muds and musk turtles.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can do 75 people. What can I put in a 40-gallon tank? I mean, not too much, but you can make a nice planted aquarium with a male spotted turtle in a 40 gallons of water is more than I give my adult male right now. Like, or eastern muds or musk turtles. You can give them like an aquarium and they'll be satisfied. I feel like sliders and those bigger species, they can live in it. Yeah, they can breed in them, but I feel like they're not like satisfied.
I've always told people, if you're gonna get a pet, why not spoil it? You know, do the best you can for it. That's your buddy. That's your buddy. It's your man.
Spoil your kids. Yeah.
Do make your own pond in your backyard.
I 110%. 4,000 gallons is not big. I'm not even kidding. I look at it and I'm like, this is not big enough. I need bigger or multiple to break them up.
And I was saying that you do mostly Diamondback terrapins. In Florida, we're allowed max 2.
Not anymore.
We can't really breed them.
Not anymore.
Not anymore? That's changed?
It changed in March.
Okay.
I was planning on moving down here. Now I can't.
Nice.
So, now
there we go. You're going to be in the backyard. You're going to move to Orlando?
Nope, not happening anymore because they are outlawed in the state. And so it used to be 2 per person, and I was going to apply for my educational permits.
Right.
And now I still can, but I wouldn't be able to breed them, which is fine, but I feel like it's a more natural thing with them, and like I wouldn't even care. I'd give them away so long as I could keep them all together. But I'll probably just stay in South Carolina because the laws. I understand the laws. I'm not happy about it, but I get it. It's much easier to enforce. So I'm okay with the little overbearing laws now, so long as things can change and there can be a more understanding. I don't want to get into it too much, but there's a lot of pointing of fingers. No, government, you suck, and you're taking away our rights. Well, you guys are the reasons that they're invasives. No, we're not. Yeah, you all. I hate to break it, but it didn't. Burmese pythons didn't come out of nowhere.
I mean, that's true. That is true.
But anyways, yes. So Florida changed that in March, unfortunately. But it is what it is. It is what it is. And so
that's life.
All I can do is.
Well, thanks, Dan. Thanks for showing up. Where can the people find you?
I am on YouTube, Dan the Turtle Man. Instagram, Dan.the-Turtle-Man. TikTok, Dan the Turtle Man. Or at my house, but don't come there.
Don't go there.
No.
Thanks, man.
All right, so we're going to keep talking to Dan over here. Talk to me about AnimalCon. What's going on?
Sure. So it's basically like VidCon, which is where, there's a bunch of creators and everything that go and meet and greets and whatever.
Cool.
But this is primarily for animal creators. I have absolutely no idea what to expect. I'll just speak honestly. I don't think that there's enough stuff. I was like, well, what is there to do? So I'm curious to see that. I know that there's a lot of talks and things.
Okay.
I think there will definitely be a lot of good knowledge and like good things to learn.
Okay.
However, I think there's different ways that it can be be done. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see.
Hopefully, hopefully everything goes well.
Should be fine. I mean, I don't think it'll be a disaster, but I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Hey, it might be more fun that way.
So I heard you talking to Tino about Diamondback terrapins.
Yep.
So tell me about your Diamondback terrapins.
They are spoiled rotten. I just do everything I possibly can and constantly changing care to just give them the best possible.
I think Diamondback terrapins are the best pet turtle. 100%.
Really?
I do. I really do because they're the most personable.
Yes.
I remember going to my first Repticon, and there was a Diamondback terrapin, and I put my hand in the water, and he just climbed straight up on me and looked at me with his neck fully extended, and I said, I need that animal. And I had him for a while, and unfortunately here in Florida we can only keep 2, which sucks because they're my favorite. And I know Tino wanted me to talk to you about hybrid turtles. So a project that I work with is breeding terrapins with map turtles for the purpose of the pet trade. I just think that they are the best pet turtle, and I really think it's a shame that animal, people cannot have that animal,
I understand. That's a really weird one because it's a very multifaceted kind of issue almost. I think that it's difficult because map turtles are the most closely related. However, they're skittish. They're extraordinarily skittish. So when you mix the two, the first hybrids were produced maybe 10, 15 years ago by a guy that I know. Super nice dude. And it was interesting enough to find that they were not sterile. And so they're in F3, I think, in China.
Wow.
They were all sent over. And now last year, I think it was, the next generation was produced here in the United States for the first time in a hot minute. But it's not as easy as people think as just take
male and female.
Yeah, it not at all. And I don't want to say not just Just because I think that people a lot of the times do it for the wrong reasons.
Okay.
I've heard a lot of that. I've heard a lot of people that are like, I'm taking a male and a female and I'm putting them together. I want hybrids. It's like, you're just trying to make a couple bucks. Like,
so
I understand where you're coming from though.
I produced terrapins.
Sure.
And because I had a male and female, in Florida you're supposed to destroy the eggs, but sometimes you just find the eggs in the ground and then they hatch,
Been
right?
there, done that.
And I never sell them. I never do. I give them to my friends. Because they are the best pet turtle.
I love it.
Yes,
I love
dude.
it. I love it. That's where I wanted to get. I would like to get to the point where I just give them away.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Because
for sure, man.
I will definitely agree with you. I think they are one of the, as far as personality, strictly personality, unmatched.
Yeah.
Simply unmatched. I think that they're the best for that.
Give me 1 second.
Sure.
Marco, what's up?
He needs question for returns.
For the what?
For a return from a purchase.
Today's not the day. Just tell him today's not the day. Tell him that we're not Imperial. You're not Imperial. Okay. You're not. Just tell him. Sorry about that.
Please, no problem.
So something else you guys were talking about, mud and musk turtles. I think that is the best pet for somebody who wants a small tank.
Yeah, sure.
I work with 3-stripe muds, the blondes. They're one of my favorite, dude. One of my favorite
They're
for
beautiful.
sure. I started.
Fantastic.
So I mean, this is my table right here. A lot of blue tongues and ball pythons, but I actually started with turtles and tortoises specifically.
That's
the
fantastic.
problem was, it's hard to find turtle lovers these days. They're very, very few.
We're a scarce breed. Yeah,
for sure.
It's really funny when I did one of my internships at the TSA. One of my friends that vouched for me. He was like, "This is a turtle guy." Like there's like people that work with reptiles, and they're like, "Yeah, I'll do turtle and tortoise stuff." And there was then there's the specific diehard turtle people.
Yeah.
It's funny that this whole expo, that the whole Daytona show is started by a turtle dude.
Yeah,
not
for sure.
just reptiles. He is a turtle dude. So yeah, it's very interesting.
I actually always said that I got into the ball pythons,
sure,
because of the mutations and stuff like that, and it was like a means to make some money. But the point is I want to have something that'll fund what I want to do, so that way I can keep working with turtles, because that would be the thing full time. Just have a nice yard with turtles and just hanging out.
That's why I promote my Patreon so much, is so that way I refuse and will not rely on the animals themselves for money. That's why I've, as of recently, had to get a normal people job, like coding and programming and whatever.
Oh, that's funny. Me and this guy right there, we build websites.
Oh, hell yeah. That's great. Because I simply refuse. Thank you, no thank you. And especially with terrapins, with the prices nowadays, it sometimes gets absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, for sure.
And, it's just weird. It's a very, like I said, multifaceted issue that I could go on about forever, but it's interesting. If you have the space for them, best pet turtle.
Where do you live?
South Carolina.
South Carolina?
So I'm totally good with anything but the native subspecies.
Okay.
This is Rob Shorb. He's from Classy Colubrids on Instagram. Colubrid Crazy. My bad. Colubrid Crazy on Instagram.
About it for a second myself.
Yeah, isn't that? What do you work with? What are you doing right now?
Currently, well, I'll say I work with this because I have actually eggs from them.
Okay.
Vietnamese Blue Beauties.
Yes.
The Taiwans.
Yes.
I have Barons racers.
Nice.
Green ones though, no blues.
Okay.
I own blues, but no luck with them
yet.
yet. I'm looking for females actually.
Okay,
but
sweet.
only adults.
Sweet.
And false wire cobras.
Nice, dude.
I should be waiting on. I'm waiting on eggs right now.
Actually cool stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Some stuff that's interesting. And I have yellowtail crebos.
Oh,
I have
dude.
4 of them, 2 males and 2 females, but I'm not getting excited on eggs yet just because they're weird.
Sick,
They're
dude.
just harder to work with than the rat snakes in the FWC,
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah. I got, I have the Blue Beauties. I have, I just got a pair of Grabowskis.
Oh, those are sick.
Really
I
nice.
actually just sold one.
Oh,
I have a
nice.
male, but he was wild caught and he just was.
Gotcha.
All my snakes, as weird as it sounds, in the 3 years now since I've been keeping again, I've only been bitten 2 times.
Yeah.
Out of all the snakes I have, they have horrible temperaments, crebos, and all of them.
Look, dude, I think it's because people expect them to handle the way that ball pythons do. And
they just move a lot.
They're not going to.
And I think maybe a real problem is they grab them. Because I've noticed if you grab a crebo and you stop him from moving, he'll turn on you.
Whip,
But that's the only time is if you completely restrain them from moving.
Yeah.
But other than that, they're docile as can be.
What about favorite time mark on? Is it the yellowtails?
No, it's actually Eastern.
The Eastern Indigos?
For sure.
You know, actually, I'm volunteering at the OCIC. I get to play
Is
with
that
them
the
all
same
the time.
people that have one?
Yeah,
on-
they have actually.
Okay,
They're
I
in the
was just
second.
looking,
If
that
you guys
thing
don't know,
is
they're in the
huge.
room. Yeah, dude.
It's a beast.
They're phenomenal.
Yeah, that's actually cool. How'd you get doing that? Just
Honestly, they were looking for people, and I was
I
just
could
like, I
believe
just
it.
threw in my name, and I was like, yeah, they were going.
if it was close, how far is it?
It's in Eustis.
Yeah, see, if it was,
Eustis,
I'm all the way
Florida,
in St. Pete. So
Oof, okay. Yeah.
yeah, even going to like
Even
where
for
you
me,
guys
it's an hour
are at,
drive,
yeah,
yeah.
for sure. Like even going to Imperial, because I've met somebody in your guys' parking lot before.
Okay.
Actually, funny as this, to sell
Nice.
a pair of blue beauties.
Nice.
Yeah. So I've driven to your guys' new place before. It's 2 hours almost from me. It's like driving here almost.
Yeah.
Another 45 minutes and I'm here.
Yeah. Any dream colubrids? For me personally, over there at the other table, I saw Pitys mucosa, and I was like,
Oh, that's actually insane.
nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I've never seen those here before. You said green though?
Dream
Oh,
ones.
dream.
Anything that you still want to work with that you haven't
Oh,
gotten
yeah,
around
there's
to?
still plenty of stuff I want to work with. I just don't have the room for it right now.
Sorry, guys. Closer to the mic.
Oh, close to the mic.
Yeah, my bad.
You're good.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff that I want to work with still. Just Phrynonax, for instance.
Yeah.
I'm contemplating maybe picking one up here.
They've got I think there's like 4 or 5
There's an
around. I
adult
saw
one.
a couple.
An insane adult one that Jason Hood has.
Yeah.
That's the only one I don't want to buy nothing new. I don't have the room for it. It's just not
I feel
smart
you.
right now. I'm trying to, if anything, sell some stuff.
Yeah.
Dreams, I don't know. It's kind of a hard one. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm stuck kind of where I'm at. I mean, I want to do blue barons.
Okay.
That's a dream for sure.
Yeah.
And like lavender, false waters.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
Sweet.
maybe
sweet.
once I get enough money.
I really like the Pitys carnata.
Okay,
that
well,
would be
yeah,
fantastic.
I wasn't even thinking. That's like past
That's
dream
all the
for me.
dream,
That's like
yeah,
almost
yeah.
impossible. Not
Yeah,
impossible,
But yeah, good
but right
luck.
now it's like I actually
yeah.
just seen somebody post though on. I think the dude's name was Chris Foley.
Okay.
Which I think he's
Yeah.
actually pretty known, but
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. He just posted saying that he could have a pair available, but I'm not gonna get my whole or even I'm not even gonna message him.
Dude, no.
I'm not gonna message him because he
and they're
probably
gonna
has
be
somebody
a
in line that he
fortune,
likes
dude.
more, and exactly
It's gonna be a fortune.
So I'm just waiting my turn.
Yeah.
There was one for sale though. I think Nerd was selling it. It wanted like 2,000.
Damn.
It was on Morph Market for a while, but it
Nice,
sold pretty fast, even for the price.
Yeah.
Which doesn't surprise me.
So I'm here looking for a female Mollendorfs, the 100 Flowers rat snake.
Yeah, those are. Last year there was an adult one, and I contemplated.
There was an adult one. The thing is that I bought my mail after that show.
Right.
I bought my mail after that show, and I was like, oh, I messaged them. I was like, do you guys still have it now?
That thing was huge.
Yeah,
and it was insane. It still had like the pattern of a baby.
Yeah.
It's just insane. 'Cause
Yeah,
normally
yeah.
they get a little. They don't dull out like compared to other snakes, but
Right.
they lose it a little bit. The
Yeah.
orange head, but this thing still had the orange head
Mine,
and everything.
I don't know if you've looked at my Instagram. My male is.
Yeah, actually, I've just seen you post it recently.
My male has is more blue than the green, which is like, I don't know. I
That's
like the
cool.
vibrant green. It'd be nice, but I also like the blue. The blue's
Yeah,
nice
for sure.
too.
I mean, everything different is nice always.
Yeah,
Having something
yeah,
that's different from what everybody else has is always a nice feeling.
Yeah. And do you always get captive born, unrelated stuff, or do you try to? Or
at
do you work with
first,
the
when I
imports?
started buying stuff, I really didn't care.
Okay.
And then I went through, because I mean, I've grown up before my whole life, and the majority of Florida people, I don't know if you're like me, but you catch snakes and you keep them, especially when you're younger.
Yeah.
Like, I used to keep black racers. I've caught kept coach whips.
Yeah.
I currently have two or
Eastern
a pair of
indigos,
Easterns.
gopher tortoises.
Nah, none of that. I actually know a kid though, funny enough, that did keep a gopher tortoise. He didn't know what it was.
You know what? Half of the people here in Florida probably have.
Yeah, he did. Kept a gopher
They just
tortoise.
didn't know.
He found it at Fort DeSoto and kept it, and just no idea what it was. And one day it dug underneath the fence. He never seen it
Never
again.
saw it again. Yep, there you go. We're here at Daytona with Tyler Nolan.
What's up,
Woo.
How do you
You run the tattoo shop. You've got a
Yep.
YouTube channel, a
Yep.
whole bunch of stuff. And you work with mostly venomous, right?
Yes.
You know, me personally though, the hots are nice, but the indigo, the Eastern dude, that thing is fire.
Yeah, they're my favorite.
That's the fantastic.
I actually have another pair on the way.
Nice, dude.
Coming from my buddy Robert. The male is going to be in all black finally, and the female is going to
Nice.
be red phase again.
Nice,
so I'm
nice,
super
dude.
stoked about that.
I was
black.
gonna ask, like, how hard is it to get the permitting and stuff to do that kind of thing?
I bought the snakes in April. So you have to buy them first. You
Yeah.
show Florida Fish and not Florida Fish and Wildlife, but it's the Florida Captive Wildlife for
Yeah.
like the country.
Okay.
You get a permit with them to transfer it through the state.
Right.
And that permit takes a while to get. So, but you have
Okay.
to have proof of the purchase first.
Yeah.
Tell them who your breeder is. It's like this extensive
Right,
paperwork
right.
you have to fill out. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
But I've been waiting 3 months now, and I still don't have them. So
Damn,
it's like
dude.
3-4
yeah,
months.
And you have to do that with every
know?
shipment, right? Every single indigo you bring
Yes, but you can, when you apply for the permit, you can apply for a certain amount of snakes. So say you want 10 of them, you can put 10 on the permit, and then they'll allow you to have 10.
Gotcha.
So that way you can get 2 at a time. Whenever,
right, for the one shipment, for the one box.
Exactly.
Yeah, sweet, dude, sweet. Exactly. So Delta's Exotics, she's one of the employees that works for Imperial Reptiles, and she was saying about, like, she has a lot of taxonomic beef with Trimeresurus. I wondered if you have any, like, opinions about, like, the Insularis versus, like, the McGregorites, like, in the sense that, like, some are, like, egg laying, some don't.
I mean,
if they're really that similar.
Dealing with an animal that you don't have to incubate eggs is awesome.
Yeah.
You know? But then again, having, hatching out eggs is super fun too.
Yeah.
So it's like the best of both worlds. You know? So it's cool being able to come into your snake room and like find a bunch of babies in the cage. Especially with the Insularis because they're so freaking small.
Right. And you can co-have them too, right? How many can you put together?
One of my cages, I think I have like 6 of them
all
together.
How big's the space?
It's a Vision 433, so it's it's like 4 by 3. Like it's a pretty decent sized cage.
Nice,
I mean, they're
dude.
Small snakes.
Right. And you have them bioactive too, right?
Yeah, it's bioactive.
Sick, dude. Sick.
So that's really cool. The Mangshan Vipers that I have, I just did bioactive enclosures.
Nice, dude. Those are nice. Those are super
them.
nice.
I got waterfalls in the cages.
Yeah.
And stuff.
The temperature requirements for the Mangshans, they don't like it too hot, do they?
No, don't like it hot. So they don't have heat. They just have a UV light that's inside their cage. The ambient temperature in my room is around 80 degrees.
Yeah,
so it's like perfect for
nice,
them.
dude.
Even that's
sick.
like a little warm.
Yeah.
They're used to being up in the top of a mountain, colder climate.
Okay. And being in Florida, I was going to ask, are you worried about like FWC changing some shit? Maybe you can't keep venomous anymore. Is that ever a possibility?
So the whole thing with FWC has problems with people that violate their rules.
Right.
So if you follow FWC's rules, then you don't really get messed
You'll
with.
be clean.
I've had my venomous permit for 15 years. I've been dealing with FWC my whole career pretty much. I've never had issues with them, but I follow the rules. When they change the rules, I get better caging requirements. I put pictures on my cages. I have better labels.
The people that want it do whatever they can to do what
whatever
they want.
It's stupid. It's annoying. But at the end of the day, it's for a good reason because like the new rules that they just passed, they want you to be able to if something escapes. Now you have to tell people
report it.
about
Yeah, you have to say that it happened. Yeah. You should. If you let go a venomous snake, a tiger,
you should probably tell people.
You should be telling people. Yeah.
Exactly.
Or like
if you
with
get
incubators,
you need to report it.
Yeah, dude.
Also, makes sense.
For sure.
Like if you get bit by something, that's weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So on the podcast, I also talk about how much I hate free handling. You're kind of notorious
I'm not a free
on the
handler.
thing. You're not anymore.
No, I'm an animal handler, bro.
Animal handler.
I was raised around these animals when I'm a little kid, and I use a hook when necessary, I don't use a hook when not necessary because they're my animals and I like to handle them. So I just handle animals.
Do you
I'm
think
not
there's
a
a
free handler?
Do you think you have an obligation to like your fans or people who watch you to like maybe do a little bit better or not?
Do better what? Love you too, Chandler.
Oh, we just got flashed. Oh, Chandler's Wildlife Snipples.
Yeah, I feel like I do a pretty good job with.
Okay.
I'm not like a chauvinist, showboaty. You know what
Okay.
I mean?
Because
I'm
I
not
think a
doing
lot of
super
your
dangerous shit all the time. I'm about to have a kid now.
Yeah,
So
dude. How's
now
that?
I'm
That's
definitely
scary.
being a little bit more safer.
Yeah.
You know? But I don't consider myself a free handler. I'm 34 years old. How old are you?
22.
22. I'm 34.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for as long as you've been alive.
Yeah.
So, me growing up back in the day, this show right here, this
Yeah.
Daytona Reptile Expo, back in the day, people were walking around this show with snakes around. Every single person in this show used to have a snake around their neck or a lizard on a leash or a cobra, bro. We used to have venomous at this show when I was a kid. When I was your age, that's how this show was.
Yeah.
It was crazy, bro.
Yeah.
This is totally different.
Do you think this is better?
It is better. It is safer. It's better in the aspect that this is bigger and there's way more people that are aware of this industry and all these awesome animals that they can keep at their homes and take care of. That's awesome.
Yeah.
A lot more people know about them, which is great. Back in the day, it was still really cool being able to walk around.
Yeah, and do stuff.
Dude, have a cobra out, like king cobras.
Like
Dude,
it's
people were
nothing,
just walking around. Like,
Yeah.
literally walking around with cobras and vipers and rattlesnakes, and this show was wild back in the day.
Yeah.
It was super cool.
It's crazy.
Changed for the better, safer.
Yeah.
That'd be horrible now.
It'd be
Imagine
horrible. There
if
are
all
kids
these
around here.
people had
Had
snakes around
cobras
their necks
and stuff,
and
yeah.
lizards. Things would be running around everywhere.
And that's why we need permits.
Exactly.
That's why we need people who know what they're doing,
That's why
doing what they're doing.
we need rules. People are upset about rules, but
It's where it's going. It's where it has to go.
yeah, we need rules.
Well,
People
thanks,
need rules.
Tyler. You've been great. Where can the people find you?
Tyler Nolan Tattoos on Instagram. Same thing with just Google Tyler Nolan Tattoos. Everything comes right up. I'm really easy to find.
All right, thanks, bro.
Thanks.
So, how's the show?
Oh man, the show is awesome.
Okay.
It's a little overwhelming, stressful, but it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. How's
Cool.
it going for you?
It's going.
All right.
It's going. Answering a lot of questions. People just seeing the ball pythons and just walking right by.
Same thing, man.
Yeah. Did you get to walk around the show?
I got to walk around a little bit yesterday, a little bit today, but it felt kind of rushed.
Yeah.
So
I rushed
I don't
it
know.
also. Did you see anything cool?
Damn. The coolest thing I saw was a Bell Space Lace monitor.
Where's that?
It's right here.
Yeah.
It's mine.
Yeah. I got excited to see some rhino iguanas. That was cool. I expected it, but it made me start thinking. I was like, maybe I get another iguana.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna do it though.
There was a really, I always like looking up at the setups. Gecko Junkies had a really, really cool setup.
Yep.
Their setup was like, that's like goals, the way you walk through. And then there was a cool vendor selling like wood pieces.
Uh-huh.
That was really cool.
I love wood. They were selling, bro. Oh man, and they walked to my table because somebody bought them. So they were selling adult Eastern blue tongues for $600, dude.
Who was that?
Somewhere over there by the chipper. Homie that does the rats. And I had gone to the table and I said, hey, would you trade something for them? I'll take them all. And they were like, oh, he's going to come back later. So I left. I came here, and then all of a sudden somebody comes to look at my blue tongues, and they have the 4 fucking Easterns, bro.
Heartbreaking.
I was like, no. Yeah, but is there anything that you're going to come back home with?
I mean, I had my eyes out for an adult male Lily, but I haven't really seen anything.
They don't have one at Tikis?
He may have, but I haven't checked out his table in particular. I just said hi to David and Manny.
Yeah.
I was looking for some male womas, but they're all really tiny. I did look around for those. They were all tiny. So now I'm just here, man, just enjoying the show. I'm really looking forward to just continue hanging out here.
Yeah.
Sounds weird, but I'm ready for the day to end. Just hang out by the beach, get something to eat, get something to drink, and just hang out. There's like so much buildup, I feel like, to the show and for the show to open. And then once it finally does, it's like a big whoosh, and now it's just just
vibing,
getting into the flow and vibing.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah, dude. The hardest part was the setup. Yes. Yeah. Well, now at least the things are set up now, and the goal is to come back with less things.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Predictions?
As far as what?
How the rest of the show's going to go.
Hopefully good. I mean, it's so early. I don't even know what time it is.
Bro, it's almost 1 o'clock.
Oh, shit.
Or it's past 1 o'clock.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Hitting one right now? Well, it's middle of the day. I hope that it goes well. I mean, I don't know how the traffic usually is for the show, but, I mean, people are coming and asking questions.
Yeah.
For sure.
It feels like the traction is picking up slower than usual, but I hope tomorrow is going to be a bigger day than today.
Yeah. Did you bring Elizabeth?
I did. She's in a bin because she got out.
Got you, yeah.
Elizabeth got out while we were setting up. And
really?
we can talk about that because she was in the parking lot, and me and Tino had to snag her up, and we did.
Yeah. Wait, you meant, but here?
In Miami, in Orlando.
Okay, yeah. That one, yeah. You did tell me that. I thought you meant like also again when you were setting up here.
No, that was, no.
Yeah.
No, we taped her up real good. The bin is, cool. So if you're watching on the camera, you'll be able to kind of see. The bin, we put it into another bin, and once we put that in, it kind of pushed in forward, and the top, there was a space for her to get out.
Yeah.
So she just got out. It was a monitor.
A large monitor, yeah.
A large monitor.
Yeah.
And when I go outside, she's on the street.
Yeah.
Luckily, we were able to catch her and put her right back in.
FWC, we caught her.
Yeah. She's actually, we work with this animal, She's used to us, so she didn't freak out, but once I got close enough, I just snagged her up and told her, bad girl.
Bow, bow, boom.
Yeah.
She's like, I should need to pee, bro. All right. Anything else you want to talk about on the podcast before we close it off?
That's it. I'm
yeah?
ready to get back to work.
Let's fucking do it.
So I'm here with Brandon at Bug Basement. You're a local, local to Florida.
Yeah.
Distributor for isopods, breeding isopods and all that stuff. You also do vivarium tanks and stuff.
Yeah, we do custom build tanks. We do primarily isopods. Maybe looking to get into some of the other little bioactive species, but right now just isopods and customs.
Dope, dude. So if you guys have been following the podcast, I am obsessed with isopods. I've got like a whole closet full of them. It's different species. I'm actually selling some here too. Brandon just picked up some Cubaris rubber bees.
Yeah, man.
That's pretty fire. So
one
these
of
guys,
the vendors over here.
Yeah, and you know what? 2 years ago, there was like no isopods.
Yeah.
None at the shows, basically. You know, you just had like your powder blues and your scapers, and that was it. And now, dude, it's crazy.
It's kind of blown up over the past few years, hasn't it? Yeah, like we started, I don't know, July of last year, and before that, you know, there was a small handful at all the shows that we'd go to, because we're out of Orlando.
Yeah.
And we'd see 1 or 2 tables, but they're everywhere now.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Like the Marulinella species, Cubaris species, and it's all I think, honestly, I'm going to blame rubber duckies. It was the rubber duckies came out, and everyone's like, what? There are different kinds of bugs? So,
no, it had to be, because that's kind of what got me out of the like starter ones of the dwarf whites that I had for my Cresty,
right,
which got me into the hobby.
Okay, nice.
I'm like, I want to see the little guys.
Yeah.
And I came across one of the Repticons, I think it was in Orlando.
Nice.
And one of those vendors had the classic rubber duckies, and I was hooked ever since.
How much did you spend on your first thing of rubber duckies?
It was a lot. It's like, it was a 5-count culture for, I think, almost 175, 200.
Oh, God. I think I bought them at 5 for 75. I think.
Oh, yeah, that's
But
nice.
that was a little bit later. I was waiting.
Yeah, we got into it like when they were unfortunately a little too much.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know what, dude? Smart, because now everybody wants them. Now they're flying off and stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was going to say something about bioactive enclosures and stuff,
Sure.
about isopods. Like how people, so like there's obviously species that do better in certain settings and for certain jobs. Obviously your Prurinosis and your Porcellio are going to be like the best for cleanup crew. But to be honest, I think if you have enough rubber duckies, or if you have enough clowns, if you have enough of these things, they'll get the job done just as well.
They'll get the job done, man. I would love to have that problem, to have so many duckies to like put them in a Cresty tank. But right now, heck no, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, dude. Do you have any dream species you want to work with and stuff like that, or?
Well, I mean, I kind of checked one off right now with the rubber bees.
Yeah.
I really, and it's hard for me to say them. I still can't do it. But the tricolors, the Marulinellas.
Yeah, dude. Oh, they're incredible. I saw like one table that had a couple.
One table does have them, and they just
nice.
pop. They're so beautiful.
Yeah, I actually just picked up orange springtails. I think I showed you. Yeah. And I'm also I've got some cappuccino, Cubaris cappuccinos over there. And now I think it's funny because as soon as you get into something, someone comes out with like another thing. So like there's like albino cappuccinos now. I'm like, what?
I can't keep up with it. Every time I log on and check something out on the internet, I'm like, what is that? That's awesome looking.
I was also talking to someone just now with the USDA. She was going around talking about permitting.
Yes.
In the United States, it's technically required that you have a permit to ship inverts across states.
Yes.
And so, like, a lot of people are starting to get into the permits. I think a lot of people just don't know, though. A lot of people don't know that that's something that they should be doing, especially since if the USDA starts to catch up with these people, then, stuff's going to happen.
Absolutely. It's something we researched really heavily when we wanted to get into it, because we want to do everything above board and make sure everything's, also ecologically responsible.
Exactly.
So we went through that whole process. It's really not that hard. It's just kind of, it's hard to find that startup information.
Yeah.
But as long as you go through, I think it's like USDA.com, APHIS, A-P.
Yeah, exactly.
H-I-S, It's all pretty straightforte once you get onto the application.
I was going to say there's some limitations to it too, because it only talks about specific species.
It does.
It's like A. vulgari, Cubaris marina, it's like the basics basically.
Yeah, and it's different for each state too. So like Florida's different from Georgia.
Exactly.
Every time I have to go to a different show out of state, I got to make sure that it's the right permit. What species can I bring and all that.
And that's annoying, dude. That's so annoying. I wish there was like a federal permit. It's like, oh, you can do this wherever in the States. You're fine.
It is.
It'd be so much nicer.
And I know specifically with Florida, they're a little bit more restrictive because of all the sort of invasive species problems we have, particularly in South Florida.
I was thinking about like when people dispose of isopods. So, like, let's say you're going to throw out your tank, whatever, you're done with it. Like, you need to be freezing that bag.
Oh, absolutely.
That bag, you need to sterilize them, because if you throw out a culture of dairy cows or a culture of zebras, goodbye.
Yeah.
And it's funny because most of the ones we have here aren't even natives either.
I know, it's
A. vulgari,
wild.
so it's like whatever, but still, it's like super bad.
Yeah, Florida has their own little permitting for specific species that you could dive into and learn all about that as well. But it's quite restrictive in Florida. And I just don't think people know that they're going to survive and thrive. We have the perfect climate for them here, most of them here in Florida. So you got to be really careful, and we ship that information whenever we go shipping our isopods. Hey, this is how you're supposed to get rid of them responsibly.
Yeah, and that's good, dude. That's why I love Bug Basement. You guys are doing some great stuff. We're here with Rob. Is Creeping It Real?
What's good? How's it going?
Do you have any other tags, man?
What's up?
Any other tags on Instagram or whatever?
No, I just use Rob's Creeping It Real for just about everything. So just hanging out.
I've been listening to the Reptile Talk podcast. You're doing a lot of herping now, right?
So much herping.
Yeah.
I love herping because when I was younger, I wasn't allowed to keep snakes. My dad's afraid of snakes, so instead of keeping snakes, I would just go out and find them. And
right.
Luckily enough, where I was in Massachusetts, there's no venomous snakes, so I didn't have to worry. I could just grab whatever I found.
You know what's funny? It's up north, so like you have like copperheads, you have all that stuff. But the thing is, like, there are salamanders out there. Mm-hmm. Like, you lick them and your face will go numb. Yeah. Like, you'll basically die. So it's like, oh, the snakes, they're the bad ones.
Just don't go around eating things that you don't know what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, but nice, dude, nice.
Yeah.
Any highlights from your herping trips or?
I don't
Timbers?
know, man. I've only found one timber because they're endangered in New England.
Right.
So there's not a lot of places you can see them. I found one and I flipped it under a rock. It was like probably maybe 3 foot, but it was like a rocky kind of cave area.
Yeah.
And I flipped it. I was with a guy who does rattlesnake research up there.
Okay, nice.
And he was not tagging them, but he was marking them so he could track where they're going and where they spend their time and stuff. That's the only one I've ever found, which is like a big bummer because I used to find copperheads all the time.
Yeah.
But timbers just have eluded me. And then since I moved down to North Carolina, the spot where I'm at right now is like directly in the dip of where they don't occur. So I haven't seen any.
They just hate you.
Yeah, they just don't like me.
And so I know you from Nerd. Is that why you left Nerd? Because of the move?
Yeah, moving down to North Carolina.
Okay.
I wanted to focus on my own collection a little bit.
Nice.
I wanted to start a venomous collection, so I haven't started it just yet.
Because you can't in New York, right?
Yeah. New England, there's no states that allow private ownership of venomous snakes.
Damn.
So I got permitted. I was on the New England Reptile permit to work with their venomous snakes. You saw some of the videos. I was working with some of their stuff, which is not an easy task to do.
No, I bet.
And then I really wanted to start my own venomous collection. In North Carolina, it goes by county.
Okay.
So I figured if I move down here, I don't have to deal with winter.
Nope.
And then also I can start my own venomous collection. So that's been my goal.
What's your horde looking like now?
Right now I keep mostly born and short-tailed pythons. I also have some blood pythons. I have a few carpet pythons. I got some scrubs, some corn snakes, some ball pythons.
The scrubs, it sucks in Florida we can't have them. And you know what? There's no reason.
There's no reason.
FWC was like, what are the top 5 biggest snakes? No.
Yeah, none of those.
It's so sad, dude. It's
a bummer because I had a lot of people.
Barneck scrubs, dude. Oh.
Yeah, I had people asking me, they're like, if you're moving south, just come down to Florida. You can do venomous stuff here, and it's like. They just banned scrubs, so even if I could keep venomous, I can't have my scrubs, so...
Exactly, it's not worth the trade-off.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. And are you keeping any venomous now, or not yet?
No, not yet. The county that I'm in right now is real strict on that, so I'm moving out of that county in November. So as soon as I do, I'm heading to a county where I can keep stuff.
Sweet. And what about dreams? Like, what are you looking to work with?
I really love rhino vipers, just mostly viper species. I love the South American jumping vipers. I love the Tremoceros insularis.
Yeah, of course.
Waggler's pit vipers.
Yeah, dude.
Schlegeli are okay, the eyelash vipers, but I got a list of stuff that I'm just like, it's not crazy. Naja Atra, the Chinese cobras.
Yeah, dude.
I really want to get a couple of those.
What is it? Delta's Exotics, one of the employees at Imperial, she loves the Trimerestus genus. Loves it. She has a lot of taxonomic beef with it, though.
Yeah. That's fine. I mean, most groupings of reptiles, there's a lot of stuff that is just wrong. Like right now, all scrub pythons pretty much are ones like the southern scrubs, the highland scrubs, barnecks, and I think there's one more. They're all grouped under the same Latin name, Similia.
And they'll change too, right? They've changed from Morelia.
Yeah, they are in Similia now because they're now grouped with Boland's pythons. They used to be in Morelia with carpets and green trees, but
yeah. Personally, dude. So I'm not a big fan of like ball pythons. Also, reason I don't like the vipers, the big vipers. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, modern reptile. Gaboons. I don't like heavy-bodied snakes for the most part. But dude, the scrubs, they're so nice. The Bolands are so nice. White lip pythons. We've got a couple white lips out here, southerns and northerns.
Cool.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
I love them, dude.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about white lip pythons. I'm real picky about what I like. I like stuff that's got a lot of contrast to it.
Okay.
So like the white lips, they just don't have a lot. I mean, they're iridescent, but they're just kind of a standard color, and it's like I don't really like those. So I really like the Barneck scrubs that got nice, clean bands on them, lots of contrast on them. The Highlands,
what's their size? How big do they get?
So they've been recorded to get up to like 16, 17 feet long.
Amazing.
But most people, once they hit like 10 to 14 foot long, that's a good size scrub.
Okay, yeah. And have you ever gotten them breeding for you yet, or no?
I've
heard they're kind of notorious for that.
I've tried pairing them, but nothing is hatched as of yet.
Okay, I feel you. And what do you keep them in?
Right now, I got my biggest ones in 4x2x2s with radiant heat panels and stuff.
Okay.
My smaller ones, I got a couple babies. They're in Southerns, and they're in 18, 18, 12 Exoterras. They're about to get moved up into, they're in 12, 12, 18 Exoterras right now. They're moving up into 18, 18, 24s probably in the next month or so.
Nice, dude. Sick.
They could probably spend a little bit more time in the smaller ones, but I just
Yeah.
want to give them a little bit more dynamic room.
Yeah,
for
a
them
little bit more stuff to
hang
do
out.
and stuff like that. And what about temperament? How are they handling? They're also notorious for that.
Yeah, I mean, Janet is my baby. She's the one that I had the longest. I had her for 8 years, and I got her when she was like maybe a month old.
Okay.
And so I picked her because of her temperament. I worked with her with handling when she was younger. So
Yeah.
I don't even use a snake hook for her. I literally just take my
Yeah.
hat, I
Nice,
lay it
dude.
over the top of her inside of her enclosure, and then I just pick her up.
Yeah.
But with the with all the rest of them, I use a hook at least to take them out. Most of them, once you get them out of the enclosure, they're okay. I have one juvenile female barneck that's like pretty defensive, and then I have my female Southern is a juvenile, like a small one, and she's been defensive too. But in the last month and a half, she's actually made a lot of progress.
Nice,
where
dude.
now she doesn't try and bite me every time I take her out. She just
Yeah.
squares up and she's like,
Yeah,
"I can hurt you." And
I
I'm
can
like,
hurt
"I
you,
know,
I can do it."
I know, it's okay."
Yeah,
she's
the
like,
teeth got
"I
gnarly
hold all
teeth,
the
bro.
power."
Yeah. And, I haven't even seen one in person.
Really?
I've never seen a scrub python. Never.
Oh my goodness.
I know, dude.
They're incredible.
It's so sad. It's so sad. I don't actually like the patternless ones either.
Yeah, the patternless ones don't draw me as
No,
much as
no.
the stuff that's got pattern on
Yeah,
them.
yeah. Sick, dude. And with the venomous stuff, the rhino vipers.
Yep.
They're pretty nice.
I love them.
They're pretty nice.
I love them. And a lot of people are like, rhino vipers are okay, but gaboons, and I'm like, nah,
no.
they don't. Gaboons do not touch rhinos as far as
Yeah.
looks. They just don't. I don't
Yeah.
even care. The nicest gaboon will still get smoked by a fairly drab rhino,
Yeah.
in my opinion. And then also, not a lot of people will experience this, but the keeled scales on rhino vipers are
Right.
like the most unique feeling scales that I've ever
Yeah,
felt in my
yeah.
life. It's so
Yeah,
just different.
I bet. And what about we've had a bit on here where I think, honestly, because I've never worked with rhinos or gaboons, so I can't really say, or the Bitis genus in general. But like blood pythons, I'm always saying like Sumatran shorttails, the blood pythons, basically temperament, not necessarily temperament is the same, but like they're very similar snakes to have to work with, especially at the larger sizes.
They've got power behind them for sure,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I feel like I guess both can be fairly placid when you're working with them, but I don't know. They have a very similar body build,
Yeah.
but I don't know. They the ones that I worked with, at least the rhinos and the gaboons and stuff,
Yeah.
they just are a little bit different than the bloods that I
Different, you
work with.
saying like temperament?
Just
or
a little
like,
bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the way that they watch things, I mean, it's kind of similar, but I don't know. They're just different classes in my head.
Okay, interesting. And would you so free handling? What's your opinion on that?
I don't do it, man. It's
it?
not worth it. And even for the people who are like, well, I get a better feel for my snake when you free handle, don't post it online. If you're that much about it just being for you and your relationship with the snake, don't post it online, because why? Who else needs to see that? Who are you trying to prove yourself to?
Yeah.
Because there's only two options, right? It's one, the snake is super placid, so you're not doing anything impressive.
Right.
Or two, the thing's just tolerating you, and it's like,
Yeah.
what's the point? I don't see the point. The risk reward is not worth it to me.
Yeah.
I always use tools when I'm working with stuff.
Yeah, for me, I think it's clout chasing.
Yep.
I think if you're gonna do it, it's just to, get some likes. That's
yeah,
it.
do you guys see that Tyler Nolan's here today?
Oh yeah, actually, I was gonna invite him on. We'll see if he comes on. I'll ask him the same question. Well, nice. Thanks, Tyler. All right, Tyler.
Wow, dude.
Thanks, Rob.
Wow.
Gotta wash that. Oh, here, tag yourself.
Yeah, make sure you check out Rob is Creeping It Real Instagram. I don't really do stuff on any other places, just Instagram. Check
And
me out.
Reptile Talk Podcast.
Yeah, Reptile Talk Podcast. Hell yeah.
All right, brother. Go ahead and tag yourselves. Introduce yourself to everybody.
All right. Hi. I'm Logan Buser with BA Animal Expo. We have a show coming up in Orlando this September. If you have any questions, feel free to check out our website. You can just Google us, baanimalexpo.com. And yeah, we're just been, giving out lots of information and things like that. But yeah, feel free to reach out with any questions. And
For
if you have
sure.
any questions, I know they're going to be there.
Yes.
But yeah, if you have any questions, I'd love to answer any.
Definitely. So, how did this idea for the show come about?
All right. Well, I have it on my website, but I've been, really into animals and things like that for a while. And I used to breed discus fish and dart frogs.
Okay.
And so I would look for ways to sell them, and local shops weren't paying enough, to make it worth selling to them. And it's like, I don't want to make a lot of money. I was just trying to pay for the hobby, and it just wasn't working out. And then I tried to vend at just a couple shows up in Denver. I'm from Colorado originally.
Okay.
And we had a lot of issues up there. And so I just kind of got tired of it, lack of advertising, that type of thing. And so I just figured, maybe I'll start my own expo. And so I have a little experience in the past with, advertising, that kind of stuff, a few different, online stores type of things. But with this, I just saw like perfect opportunity to come in and do better. And so that's what we're doing.
Okay, cool. And would you say, like, if you had to compare it to a similar expo, just so that way people have a better idea of the thing, would you say this is similar to a Show Me or a Repticon, or is it similar to a NRBE Reptilian Nation situation?
I would say, for those of you who've been to Daytona, it's going to be really similar to this. Obviously a little smaller, but still pretty large, 344 tables. All of our vendors really come from Daytona Expo, like this one. And then we also have, a lot of people from Repticon, a few people from Show Me Snakes. So it's kind of just everything coming together into one pretty much.
I think that potentially could be confusing for some people because they start to think, oh, I'm already doing the Repticons, why am I going to do another show? And I think that people really need to understand, like, this could be a really good opportunity to have something similar to Daytona somewhere else.
Yeah, well, and we're looking into that. I think Daytona used to be in Orlando. I think Orlando is just a really good spot to have it with Disney and everything else around 100%. There. And our venue is also really cool. Everyone who comes to our event actually gets a huge discount on all of the Desertland Park things to do. So that makes like 50% off pretty much of all the things there. They have, go-karts, world's largest kart museum, bowling, everything you can think of, really. So really cool venue.
So I've been in Central Florida for a short amount of time. So the fact that the show is there, I was really excited because I was like, I haven't even been. So it's going to be a great experience. So how many more tables are available?
Right now, we still have it's difficult because a lot of people are like, oh, we're coming, oh, we're not. But as far as hard reserved, right now we probably have about 150 left for people to grab, which sounds like a lot, but out of a 344 table show, we're about half sold. So it's going well.
That's fucking great.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining about that. Well, good stuff, man. As far as what we're looking at for attendance, what do you think?
Our target, what we're shooting for, and I think we'll probably get it, is 8,000 to 10,000 over the course of the weekend.
Yeah.
This is a pretty big show here. I think online they said 5,000 to 20,000. I think we're probably pushing 20,000 at this show. We're about half the size of this show, and with our advertising and everything, we have a lot of room like them. I think we can get about 8,000 to 10,000 people in.
Beautiful. Yeah, I think, like I was saying, I think it's a good opportunity. If you're local in Florida and you want to vend a real cool up-and-coming show and you want to get your foot in the door for other things in the future, this might be a good opportunity for you. This could be a good situation if we make it a good situation.
Right.
So I think, I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, and we definitely can't, do it without our vendors. So it means a lot to us to get a lot of people in like that. And we're priced so low, it doesn't even cover the cost of our venue. So we only make money on people coming in. We want the same thing our vendors want. Lots of people coming in who are interested in, buying, not just looking. And so we understand that need a lot. And being a vendor, kind of, for a little bit myself, I understand that want. Tables are really cheap, $60 a table really can't be beat. We're really excited.
I love that. And you have a vendor program. You want to talk a little bit about that?
So we have a vendor referral program. I have to look at my notes here. It's kind of complex the way we set it up. But there's a really good vendor program for you to refer other vendors you might know, just because it helps to get the word out. And we really do want this to be an expo by vendors for vendors.
Yeah.
We have a referral program set up. If I just read off the page here, current vendors may refer other vendors to our show and receive a portion of ticket sales. So you can actually make some of the money off the people you're bringing in too, not just what you sell. And a lot of other shows aren't really willing to do that.
Yeah.
Kind of greedy, honestly, because there's that's where all the money is on the ticket sales. And so rather than you making money for the show, we can make money together. And I think that's a really big part of what we're doing. And you just get for every table, you get a proportional amount of the ticket sales. And if we do 8,000 to 10,000, if you sell 8 tables, which is like 2 end caps, 2 vendors, you'll get, probably about $1,000 just if we get what we're expecting to get, which fingers crossed, but I think we'll make it.
So let's say you're a vendor, you have a couple friends, and you want to make sure that, hey, you know what? I don't want to lose any money, so let me at least help, get somebody in my referral program to at least pay for my table. That's a good opportunity for you. You don't lose any money.
Great opportunity. Well, and I mean, you're very likely to make money. Even if you don't sell any animals there, if you refer as many tables as you buy, you're going to make back more than what you spent. So.
Exactly. So it's a win-win from there. So any last information you want to throw out there before we close this off?
I think we covered most things. And again, if anyone has any questions, any vendors especially, feel free to reach out to us on Instagram. We're just BA Animal Expo on Instagram.
Man, how you doing?
How you doing? I'm
good. How's the show?
Show's good.
Sell some snakes?
We sold some snakes.
Good.
Stuff, little by little.
Fuck yeah, man. What are you working with these days? Anything cool? Any little mutations going on?
Lots of desert ghost stuff.
Yeah.
We're branching off into some other things. I mean, more hypo clown stuff.
Yeah.
Tapping into some different genes that not really being used as much.
Okay.
Starting to work a lot more with Huffman stuff in our pieds.
Okay.
Moving that into like kind of the clown area with Blackhead.
Okay.
So and Huffman.
And Blackhead.
Blackhead, Huffman, hypo clowns we're working on now. We do tri-stripes. We do a bunch of hypo stuff. Ultramels we're working really hard with this year. Lavender albinos. The Zebra Project.
Yep.
We're big on zebra.
Cool.
This season we made more heads for clown. TSK Exantic.
Yeah, that's the best one.
Yeah.
For sure.
JD was kind of like, you need to make some of these.
Yeah.
You know, I need a pair.
Yeah.
Cool, I'll make them. And just more DG combos.
It seems like these days it's all about double, triple, like minimum as far as recessives, bro.
Yeah,
it seems like that's
I'm trying to get the entire collection into just completely recessive.
Yeah.
The only codoms that are going to be left in my collection is something I want to make into a recessive or make heads with.
Understood.
Other than that, I've probably let about 60 girls go in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
Just to free up some space to move in stuff that I had that I really wanted to get into the room. Because you only have so much space. Where I can just, I don't want to keep buying more and more racks. I'd rather get rid of some of the crap that I'm not using anymore.
You keep your overhead lower.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with them. They're great snakes, but I'd just rather have my other stuff that I've been growing up with last year to get into that room and start breeding on that. That's where my collection's going to start to churn even more and more.
Yeah, I'm on a very similar boat right now where I kind of earlier this year looked at my room and I was like, what am I doing? You know, I'm just like, I'm not, not that I'm not happy with it, but it was more of a situation. I was like, all right, I moved from Miami to Orlando, and, you know, I'm trying to figure exactly what I want to do. You know, my stuff is primarily recessives, but I have a lot of like het for this, het for that, you know, and that's cool, where I start running into things. And I remember I had gotten, well, this year I just had a clutch of, it was, pied het ultramel bred to bamboo cinnamon het ultramel, and you know I was thinking about it. I was like, all right, I get ultramel stuff, keep the stuff for het pieds, but I didn't make any ultramel, you know, which sucks.
Right.
But I mean that's I'm in a similar boat where I'm like, I think I need more. I need to boost it up a little bit. So I've been moving my single gene stuff. I do like making blue-eyed Lucies. I do like making banana combos because I also cater to a little bit of the like pet market
trade,
and stuff like that.
We do some of that, but that's kind of more or less the byproduct of what we're trying to make right now. It's not necessarily what we're focusing for.
Yeah.
I do have a super fire female at the house, and I had a super fire male, and I just put them together just to have some stuff for the Repticons and the lower end shows that we do. We're going to be doing the Reptilian Nation show out in Atlanta in a couple of weeks from now.
Have you seen the B&A Animal Expo? I think you're on it.
No, I'm not on that one.
No?
I'm actually going to be in Arlington that weekend.
Ah, okay,
so
okay.
I'll be for the NARBC show for that one.
Got you.
And then I'm home for a week, and then I go to Tinley again. So
you're killing it, man.
Yeah.
You're everywhere.
We're keeping it busy, man. I'll tell you. I think we have 4 shows in September and a couple in October, a couple in November, or maybe one in December.
I think that's so crazy because some people really don't think that running show circuits is like beneficial, and you're literally doing it, and you're killing the game, man.
I do think it's kind of mandatory. You need to do it to get your name out there.
Yeah.
I mean, once your name is out there, then you probably can slack a little bit, and you can do more of your online sales once that market gets to be where you need it to be. But doing the shows and getting your face out there and talking to these people and just, being it's kind of a mentor to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not necessarily just always trying to push snakes on people. I mean, I'd rather come to a show, and if you want to buy a snake from me, that's awesome. But I want to come and I want to talk snakes all weekend.
Yeah.
I want to have a good time with this. I just want to, I'm more or less want to be your friend.
Yeah.
Than your salesman. I don't want to be that guy. I want to, my wife is the one that's like, hey, why don't you try and sell something instead of just trying to talk to everybody?
I'm just having a good time,
I'm just
man.
having fun. She's like,
Yeah.
I walk away from the table and she goes, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. And it's, it's a 20-step walk.
Yeah.
And I come back 30 minutes later and say, where you been? Well, I was talking to this guy. I was talking to that guy. I don't get to see all these people all year round.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, we do have a pretty good circuit in Florida. We got a lot of good guys out here.
Yeah.
You got George MD. You got Dal from Constricted. You got Jason Kittinger, Barry Swoop. I mean, there's a bunch of really good guys.
Yeah.
Winston Smith. I mean, really good breeders out in Florida. We have a really good group together, too. We always hang out and talk and stuff like that. We're in group text together.
Yeah.
But it's different when you go outside of Florida or you go to these big shows because you only get to see these people once, twice, maybe 3 times a year.
Yeah.
So it's once every 3 to 4 months you're running into your friends.
Yeah, for sure.
You can
I
talk to
get
them all
you.
day long, but to see them in person, it's a little different story.
It's different.
You want to be able to have that, camaraderie
Yeah.
with these people.
So this is my second Daytona. The first one was kind of like a very last minute thing. But if this has shown me anything, is that's something that I need to do. I need to do more shows, because I feel like a missing touch is the community. And where else are you going to get community other than the shows?
Right.
This
is, you meet so many people here and you can finally put like faces to names and stuff that you've been texting with and people. I mean, I've seen people that I haven't sold them a snake in a year.
Yeah.
But I can talk to them now like, we've been talking every day.
Yeah.
Like we're friends, kind of thing. And I like that part about it. I like being, friendly with everybody and having that conversations and stuff. But I've met some really great people in this industry, and I've met some people that I probably never want to talk to again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's part of any
Part of the
industry you're
thing,
in.
yeah, for sure.
You find out who your friends are.
Yeah.
And you keep your circle small, and you
keep your head up.
You keep your head up, and you just keep doing what you're doing.
For sure,
I
man.
love breeding snakes. I mean, I'm going to do this until I can't do it anymore.
Hell yeah, I support that.
So we're down I think we did 140 clutches so far this year.
Oh, fuck yeah, Jesus.
We've hatched out just under 50 so far. We got about another 40 to go. They're going to lay.
Yeah.
So we got some good stuff coming. I mean, it's going to be a fun season, man.
Well, I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Hell yeah.
Quick question. So the other day, either you posted or you got tagged in it. It was you holding a baby playing drums.
That's my
You
grandson.
play drums?
Yes. I've been a drummer since I was 7.
Good to know. I play guitar. That's I had Jeremy Turgeon on today, and that's something I was telling him. I'm like, there's two kinds of people. There's two kinds of people that I like to meet. It's other Hispanic people in the community and other musicians in the community. So what did you do when you were playing? You were playing in bands?
I played in bands for a good portion of my life. My later years, I was into a lot of punk rock and stuff. So I played in a punk rock band for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
We did a lot of local venues and different places and did little small kind of little tours and stuff we did together. But I missed that, and it was a lot of fun. And it was almost kind of like the reptile industry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Going to a show or playing a show and having the people come out and talk with you and stuff like that.
I think that's really funny that you said that, because I went straight out of high school. I started touring. I did that for a few years, and then I ended up in the reptile community. And today when I woke up, I told myself, I was like, hey man, it's just like another show.
Yep.
You're just going to go in there and you're just going to do your thing.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of really cool people out here. Like, I've been a firefighter for almost 20 years, but I'm injured now and I can't go back.
Gotcha.
But like Chad Hulker. Chad Hulker's a great guy, really good friend of mine. And he's a firefighter also, but he's into like a bunch of punk rock.
Fuck yeah,
so
man.
me and him, I mean, we don't just have conversations about snakes all the time. I mean, we talk about, music and different things, like doing the scene and just going out and going to shows. Like he told me he went to a show and by himself. And I said, how was it? And he goes, it was amazing. He goes, I didn't have to wait for anybody. I didn't have to ask anybody to go. I just went there. And when I was done, I just left. So I was like, okay, well, Wail and Scream was coming in town. So I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to ask anybody. I'm just going to go. Yeah. I went. I had a blast. I had a good time. I walked out this little patio area. I walked out there. The band was hanging out, just chilling. I was like, what's up, guys? And they're like, hey, man, mind if I sit down with you? Sat down with them. I've been listening to these guys, since they were a band before that.
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool to actually see that kind of thing. And it was like, I felt like I was back in the band days again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of those things. And I think that is the way that you really build a strong community and strong relations with people. Is like, you and I like reptiles, but maybe we like the same music together. And it's just like, so it's just like an actual relationship now and stuff like that. Man. So, man, that's real cool. Well, I want to talk more music with you, but we won't do it on this. And I'll text you, man. I want to see what you listen to. For sure, bud.
Right, bud.
Oh, yeah, tag yourself.
Thanks, man. You can do stevesmorphs.com. It'll bring you to my link tree, and it's got all my interviews on there. It's got my morph market. Instagram, Facebook, and that's about it. StevesMorphs.com.
Oh yeah. So you're working with Uroplatus mainly, right? And Rhacdactylus.
That's my focus now. Like, yeah, it used to be, Corelliphus or Cresties, and I just, after 18 years of doing the Cresties, like, I went back to my first love.
Okay, nice, dude, nice. You know, since you haven't gotten a chance to really look around, there's no Uroplatus.
Yes, there is.
There is?
Yes, there is.
Who has the Uroplatus?
Joe's Frogs. Joe's Frogs has Fantasticus.
Okay.
I didn't see that. What?
One of their cousins or whatever
is
friends with my wife's mom.
That's hilarious. But you know
Small
Joe's
world.
Frogs owns Corkhaven too, right? Yeah.
Small world.
Yeah.
Look at that. Well, I didn't see any of the. Look, see, I've been going around. I still haven't seen it all.
No,
It's huge.
supposedly there's supposed to be some captive bred stuff here that came down from New York.
Okay.
I've yet to find
Interesting.
it because if I do, then it's mine.
Yeah. You know, everyone loves the Fantasticus too.
I love looking at them.
Yeah, they're
I'm
pretty.
a giant
They're
and I
pretty.
can't handle them. That's my issue, dude. It's like I'm a gorilla.
Yeah,
I can't handle fragile stuff. So that's
Yeah.
the only reason we focused on the larger species.
The Fimbriata and all that.
Fimbriatus, Lineatus, Sakori, Samedi.
My favorite is the Sakori. I really like. It's pretty basic, but the Sakori for me,
Hey,
I'm
man.
like, they're just lichen.
We've
They
got
just
you
look like
covered
lichen.
with some captive bred babies.
Yeah, right.
You know.
And actually, I was talking to you about your Dactylodes too.
We have those
I really
too.
like the Urodactylodes.
We have
I really
we
like
have some agricola. I actually shortly after we spoke last time at the
Yeah.
store, I went and purchased 4 of them.
Nice.
To grow out a pair for myself and
Nice.
hopefully get you a pair out of that bunch.
Bet, dude, bet. I just need my tank set up, and I'll hit you
12,
on
12,
there.
18.
Bet.
Don't even worry. Yeah, you don't
yeah.
even need anything big.
Yeah. I was also gonna say, they also have Australian leaf-tailed geckos here too.
Yes.
I saw a couple of those.
Sundown Reptiles has a pair of them.
Sundown Reptiles, legendary.
But,
But
actually-
they didn't bring any of their Chihuahuas.
What?
I didn't see any Chihuahuas at their table.
Actually,
I was
you're
here
right.
when they were setting up.
they
but
had
I
a
didn't see
bunch of
any.
Cresties and Gargoyles, and you're right. I didn't see
No
Chihuahuas
Chihuahuas.
over
And I'm like, that's their thing, the white-collar Chihuahuas.
Yeah. No. Wow. Yeah.
It's so sad.
Damn. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, but yeah, the Australian leaf-tails, they're cool.
All right. I like looking at them, but to me, like I still think those should be called broadtails.
Okay.
You know, like to kind of like not have the
Keep them
confusion.
separate, yeah.
Because those guys are from Australia,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, of
the
course.
leaf tails, as far as we call them, only come from Madagascar.
Yeah. Have you seen the Australian copperheads?
Which one?
It's like a I think it's a lapid, and a lapid from
Okay.
Australia. They call it copperheads because they have like kind of the shine on the top of the heads. And I'm like, oh, that's funny because when I saw like herping videos, I'm like, that's not a fucking copperhead.
That was,
Are you guys
like
smoking dick?
here in Florida, a copperhead is something you don't want to step on.
Yeah. It's cool though. It's cool. So why geckos? Why was geckos the thing for you?
Man, because I didn't want to have mice in my freezer anymore.
Facts. Understandable.
No, I just actually it was here.
So you were like, you know what, crickets? Those are better.
Well, they're easier to raise, that's for sure. I'm not trying to have a
That's
rat
true.
farm.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, back in 2004, I was here. I think and that was when I picked up my first Sakori.
Okay.
And sadly, I lost that animal
Bummer.
about a year later after an attempted breeding with
Okay.
a friend of mine, a fellow breeder at the time.
Yeah.
And I lost my male, but he didn't lose his female.
Okay.
And that really kind of like pushed me away. Like I felt like I didn't know what I needed to know to keep the species properly.
Gotcha.
And yeah, 18 years of dealing with Cresties, Gargs, Chihuahuas, Yuris. It was like, all right, I think it's about time again. I think we're ready to try this again and talk to a bunch of great people in the community all across the world. The people at Bion, they're an awesome source of information as far as like incubation temperatures and the fact that you need that fluctuation from day to night temperatures. You can't, like Cresties, we'll stick them in a
whatever. We
pantry
don't have to do
and
anything
let
with
them
them.
rip, like nothing. But with the Sakura, with the Euros, you definitely have to have higher humidity, a lot more room than people really give them. Like personally, I don't keep anything smaller than a 36 by 18 by 36.
Oh wow, nice.
It's a little bit,
and you cohab, you keep them together or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But we do separate the males in the wintertime. We do give them, like the girls, a chance to cool down for about 3 months, so that way they get back in the cycle. The boys aren't aggressive breeders, thankfully.
Okay. Huh.
Like they are not constantly chasing the girl.
Yeah.
But we don't want to take a chance.
Yeah, of course, dude. I was gonna ask with the I forgot what I was gonna say.
It's all good.
Oh,
I do that all the time.
handling. How do the Europlatus handle? They're apparently like, well, I know, but like people think they're very notorious for being bad at that.
No. All right. So like if anything, they're jumpy, but it's like a flop more than a jump.
Yeah.
Like if that explains it. They're not going to hop from one side of the room to the other, but they're going to flop out of your hand if you try.
Yeah.
They can be handled. You want to be a little bit more gentle with them because like they'll drop their tail for no reason, just like a cresty. Like thankfully they'll regenerate
but they grow back. Yeah.
Yes, they will.
Does it look funky when it grows back?
Some will look like you can tell right off the bat. Yeah, but basically it won't have the frills around the edges.
Okay.
Like that's if it's got a smooth tail on the edges, like it's a regen.
But other than that's my favorite part about the Semetis is like the lips, like the little
the beard,
got.
Dude,
because it like flattens out. It's so nice, dude.
Yeah, hopefully we should be getting another pair of Semeti or making another pair of Semeti later this year.
Yeah, sweet.
We're crossing our fingers, hoping to get some production out of them.
Nice.
I don't know what like that's the issue with dealing with wild-caught animals over captive bred.
Right.
It's a lesser initial investment, but you still get the same, you're going to get the same enjoyment and fulfillment out of them, but they are, a wild caught will take more time to acclimate.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure they've got big fat calcium sacs.
Right.
They're fully hydrated, know.
I don't think there's a lot of stock. There's not a lot of captive born stock of the Europlatus. It's mostly imports that you're finding.
I find that there is more up north.
Okay.
You have awesome people like Jay Markert with Europlatus Specialties. Like that guy is awesome. He really helped me out.
Okay.
Like with the raising of the babies. We did have an issue with our first couple of hatchlings where they made it to a month and then they just expired for no reason that we could explain.
Yeah.
And we changed a little bit of our keeping, going by Jay's recommendations, and we're doing awesome nowadays.
Yeah, sweet. And for the viewers, are you producing Fantasticus? Or?
No, not Fantastic. Right now we're at Sakura. Okay. We have produced Sakura. We have a couple of those white babies that we've got at the house. Semeti, we're again still working. We're working with wild-caught animals, so it's not guaranteed that it's going to happen at first.
Gotcha.
And Fimbriatus, also wild-caught, and Lineatus.
Right.
So right now it's just we've got way more Sakura than anything else.
Okay, gotcha. Sweet, dude, sweet. But Fantasticus is in the market, right? Like that's what you guys are planning to get into.
I mean, if I had it my way, I'd have every species of Europlatus, But really, it's room constraints and just I don't know, being secure, feeling like I've got a grasp on everything before I jump into another species.
For sure.
That's why we've been dealing with the larger ones.
Okay.
There's we've talked about the Joe's frogs here in Florida that does also they do Fantasticus.
Yeah.
And basically, I don't want to step on his toes.
I got you. Yeah, a little bit of
he's
respect.
got 25, 30 pairs of them.
Okay.
He's pumping them out. He's doing well, and I can respect that. And they're small and fragile, and I'd rather not.
I got you. Well, Chuk, it's nice meeting you. Where can people find you?
You can find us on Instagram at Grease Monkey Geckos, Facebook, Grease Monkey Geckos, and if you want to see some of our stuff, you can go to Imperial.
Woo! All right, what's up, guys? I'm here with Chance Chick from Gator City Reptiles in Gainesville.
Oh, I'm talking to you, Tino?
I
thought you were I thought you were just for the test shot.
No.
Oh, okay, good.
We've got 2 shops down there, right?
We do.
The north and the south location.
Correct.
Awesome,
yes, they're more like east and west from each other, but the addresses are north and south. So that's what I usually say. To
so
people.
if you guys know anything about me, I used to work over at Hogtown before Chance bought it, and then it turned into Gator City Reptiles. I used to work with him a little bit.
Correct.
It's cool stuff. It was a nice job.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Nice
I appreciate it.
I haven't been there in a minute. I actually went there for the FWC meeting, though.
Yeah. I saw you when we were in town. I met at the hotel. 100%. Yeah.
But you breed stuff personally, right? You keep things like mammals,
Yeah,
snakes.
we don't breed the mammals. We kind of just the mammals are more like pets or just pleasure for us to enjoy.
Yeah.
But I do breed. I had a weird year. I didn't get to breed as much as I wanted to, but I did have a clutch of false water cobras.
Nice, dude.
Which is kind of my passion species. If I breed nothing else all year, I'm going to breed false water cobras.
Yeah.
I got a clutch of 100% het lavenders, which is really, really awesome.
Nice.
And I actually, ironically, just sold the last one I had available. I had a trio left, and I sold them right before I sat down with you. So I'm officially out.
What's their price looking like now?
So the hets, visual lavenders, it's still kind of like one of those
Like
name your own.
$3K or something?
Yeah, I've seen them go. Babies I've seen go for as low as like $2.
Okay.
But an adult is like a name your price,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
And the baby hets that I have, I asked $1,000 each.
Okay, damn.
But it happened to be my cousin, Chase
Okay.
Nolan. And so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
ended up selling them to him. For
Yeah.
I cut him a little bit of a deal for
Yeah.
my last 3, but all the other ones I sold for $1,000 a piece.
Yeah,
And
dude,
I have 3 holdbacks.
That's
that
insane.
are-
Dude.
Yeah, no, they're.
And how do you the babies? Are they hard to take care of? Or are they like Crebos? They can see whatever.
Yo, you know what? It's a little. This is gonna sound really like arrogant, maybe, but I don't mean it like this. It's a little overstated how difficult they are
Okay,
to start. I had a little trouble my very first year because I think I was nervous about it. But dude, they're just like any other frog and fish eater that also thrives on rodents.
Yeah.
So like, you have to scent maybe 20 or 30% of them to get them to take.
Yeah,
Over
yeah.
half of mine took pinkies right off. though.
Okay.
And then the ones that you have to scent, it's 1 or 2 scented feedings, and then they've got the most insane food response of any colubrid I've ever worked with. They're monsters. They're just
Nice,
kind of like a Crebo.
Yeah,
They'll eat
yeah.
everything in sight.
Nice.
And so once you get them on pinks, they don't stop.
Okay.
They would eat every 2 days if you fed them every 2 days.
You been bitten?
I have, actually.
How was that?
I have. So I didn't have a bad reaction because the
Okay.
one bite I took was like a slashing bite from one of my big females.
Okay, gotcha.
And the way their venom is apparently drop for drop pretty rough.
Yeah.
But they don't have a high yield.
Right.
They don't have a very good delivery system.
Right.
You know, it dribbles out. They don't have a true enclosed fang.
Right.
So it just kind of dribbles out into the saliva.
Exactly, yeah.
And so you're not getting enough to really make a huge problem. My fingers swelled up though.
Okay, yeah.
And I got a little lightheaded. I had to sit on my
Yeah,
couch
yeah.
for a while. But Brandy, who is my significant other, for those who don't know, Tino knows her. Brandy got chewed on by a baby last year.
Okay.
And she was just like, oh, cute, it's chewing on me, like, let's get it off, whatever. And it chewed on her for like a minute.
Yeah.
Her lymph nodes swelled up.
Yeah,
her
yeah. I've
whole
seen like
arms
bruising on
swelled
the
up.
armpit. Yeah,
dude, it was gnarly.
Oof,
I mean,
oof.
she's okay now.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah.
she pulled through, but like, she couldn't
dude.
she couldn't close her arm for like
No,
2 days because
yeah,
of the
yeah.
lymph nodes. So people who say like there's nothing going on in there,
Right.
they're definitely venomous.
Yeah,
but
dude.
it's
I
not.
mean, hey, venom affects different people different ways.
100%.
All the time.
It really, your sensitivity depends on it. I know friends who, if a hognose bites them, their entire arm bruises.
Yep,
And
yep.
they can, but I've never had a reaction.
Right,
I get
right,
bit by
right.
hognoses, and it's just like.
I've been chewed on. It's whatever.
Exactly.
What about I remember you getting banana pectinadas. How are they doing?
Yeah, I have the big male, and I still have the female too. I think I'm going to trade them to a buddy.
Okay.
Actually, it's funny you
Bummer,
say that. Yeah, no, I'm gonna get back into them eventually.
Okay.
But like, the shops have been keeping me so busy.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
part of the whole I didn't get to breed anything this year.
Yeah, dude.
My personal projects have been kind of just been sitting, waiting for me to work with them.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna pare down. I'm trading the pectinadas for future credit on something with a buddy. The sail fins, the falsies, and my flavidorsalis are like the 3 that I'm really gonna like hyper focus on.
Okay, yeah.
But you best believe in the next 2 years I'm gonna be right back into pectinadas.
And you know, a slight little flex. Not many people can say they own 2 shops in Florida, 2 reptile shops, specialty shops in Florida.
It's not all it's cracked up to be.
I bet not, dude. I bet not. I remember when I was there, it's kind of rough because we were just starting to kind of figure out how it was working.
All the transition and everything
Yeah,
like that.
dude.
And and the one is an old shop. You know, you still have to deal with like old building problems and things like
Exactly,
that.
dude,
But
yeah.
we've got some. I don't mean to like speak too much into the future. But we've got some really big plans coming
Expansion?
up. A little bit. maybe
Okay.
expansion, you know,
Okay.
it's-
Because
my-
most shops are in Gainesville. You can move to like Ocala, Kissimmee.
I'm thinking about. What I'll hint is I'm thinking about bigger.
Okay.
I'm thinking
I got
about
you.
bigger and
Nice.
maybe a little badder and a
Nice,
little bit.
dude.
A little
yeah.
better. It's gonna be something. So
Yeah, dude.
keep your eyes out. It should be pretty cool.
Fire. Is there anything else you're working with, or anything dream that you're thinking about, or?
The sail fins are like my.
Oh,
Besides
yeah,
my
yeah.
falsies, my sail fins are my pride and joy.
Yeah.
Right now, and a lot of people don't even realize there's 5 species.
Right.
You know, and I have 4 of the 5 at the moment.
Oh, it's sick,
And
dude.
you know what's funny? I just walked over from a table where the 5th species
saw
is,
them, yeah,
the big
yeah.
Postulatus
Yeah,
over there, and
yeah.
I'm like sitting here like, do I got enough? I just sold those false water cobras. Do I have enough?
Yeah,
I might
yeah,
make
dude.
it 5 out of 5, but
Dude,
that's
it might be worth it.
That's my
Might be
dream.
worth it.
I was like one of the first people when the paper dropped that split the taxonomy into to true 5 species.
Yeah.
I was one of the first nerds that read it front to back.
Of course.
They're
yeah.
like
Do you agree or?
100%.
Okay.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
Because so the Microlophus, Celebensis, and Amboensis all were Amboensis
Right.
for the longest time,
Right.
and they look nothing alike.
No.
Nothing. And I used to, and there was so much confusion. People were like, "Why is this one green? Why is this one gold? Why
I
is
was
this
gonna
one
say
black?"
that. I was like, I've never seen a sailfin that looked like another sailfin.
Exactly, and it's because 3 of them were lumped together erroneously for like 90 years.
Yeah.
They were described correctly in like
Right.
18 whatever,
Yeah.
and then someone changed it in the early 1900s, and it was like that forever. So
I
now,
have a lot of taxonomic beef.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm such a geek with taxonomy.
Yeah,
but they finally are split properly, and it was
Okay.
weird because there was like a year and a half where no one really knew, and
Right.
so I'd have to explain. I'd have to have this conversation with everybody. Well, actually, they all used to be blah blah blah. But finally seeing them labeled correctly,
Yeah,
and what's even cooler, I'm seeing common names for animals that didn't used to have common names.
Yep.
So I used to have to say, oh, Hydrosaurus telebensis, and now I can say black sailfin.
Yeah.
And I used to have to say Hydrosaurus microlophus, and now I can say blotched sailfin.
Yep.
They've got like pet names that
Yeah,
are coming in the
exactly,
industry,
exactly.
and like makes it a lot simpler.
Yeah. Do you keep them outside?
I'm working on it. Right now, I've got them under mercury vapors, which is the 2-in-1 bulb.
Right.
Obviously, I don't have to explain that to you.
Yeah.
Mercury vapors are insane for sailfins.
Okay.
It's so good for them. If you
'Cause they
can't
need it
do
hot.
they
They need it
do.
hot as hell.
People hear that they need to be wet, and so they think, okay, maybe not as hot. They need to be wet and hot.
Yeah.
They love it wet and hot.
Yeah.
And you have to be really careful with like nose rub. They need a big enclosure.
Yeah, dude.
They're the most high maintenance lizard I've ever worked with.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm working on outdoor enclosures for
dude.
I'm probably going to do like 9 months of the year outdoors because we're
Okay.
in Florida.
Of course.
And so like there is a solid, most of the wet season and the hot season, they're going to be fine.
totally fine.
I really only have
But
to
that
bring
cold,
them in.
yeah.
Oh, they are also one of the most sensitive to cold reptiles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
A lot of people don't realize like Cyclura and other iguanas,
No, they
they can take
yeah.
a little cold.
Yeah.
Like shock more than people realize. But Hydrosaurus, bro,
No.
they
Yeah.
will tap out. So
And,
you have to be really careful.
omnivorous, or what are you feeding them?
Oh, they're super omnivorous.
Okay.
People don't realize that either, I guess.
Yeah.
They love their bugs, but they also love their veggies
Yeah.
and stuff like that. They always come in as imports with a bunch of tannins on the teeth.
Okay.
And they got big teeth, so it's really easy to see. And those tannins come from people suspect they're chewing on like twigs and
Twigs and
bark
stuff and bark.
stuff.
Yeah,
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 absolutely.
of course.
So they're
Fascinating.
they're very omnivorous.
That's cool. Dude, honestly, for me, the Hydrosaurus are always like for me, like Boland's pythons. You know,
Yeah.
that's an animal where it's like I don't necessarily need it, but if
Yeah.
I can hold an adult and just look at them and just be around them.
Have
dude,
you
they're
seen
fantastic.
my adult male Celebensis?
I have not. I have never
He
seen
is absolutely a beast. He's
Nice,
probably
dude.
one of the best. And this is also
And temperament?
Oh, he's flighty, but like
Okay.
not mean.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
yeah.
once I get him in my hands, he's like, whatever, you got me.
High five,
But
yeah.
dude, he's probably one of the best looking Celebensis in the country. I'm so
Sweet,
proud
dude.
of him. Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't posted a lot about him, but he's
No, right.
absolutely insane. I'll show you a
Nice.
picture when we get off of this.
Bad. Sweet, dude. Sweet. Well, it was nice talking to you, man.
Yeah, dude, I know. You guys
You
are on
can't
time
used to be my
crunch.
boss.
It's a little weird, right? A little weird. We're sitting here now with one of my snake mentors, the guy that plays with my snake right here. We got David
I don't
from
play with your
MaddBall.
snake. I play with your balls.
Hey, yo. So go ahead, tag yourselves. Where can these people find you?
MaddBallPythons.
Hell yeah,
That's
dude.
it.
So I think we were having a conversation the other day about enclosures. Oh my god.
We were having a conversation about enclosures. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. We were definitely.
Yeah. So we won't get into too much detail with some of the conversation, but I was actually talking to David about how obviously I keep ball pythons in racks, but throughout all the time that we spent on the podcast talking about different things and just little perspectives about ball python behavior makes me kind of want to keep them in, more than anything, just something with a little more height. You know, we actually get a lot of ball python surrenders at the shop, and they usually come in a tank, and the tanks usually have perches, and the ball python is periscoping, and it's usually on a perch. And not that ball pythons are, I'm not by no means saying that they're arboreal, but they get around, you know?
I mean, yeah, they definitely move. I mean, the whole concept of keeping them in a cage, obviously, it's definitely convenient for us. I mean, a lot of people have different opinions.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So
but
this is my thing, right?
Who the fuck is this guy?
That's fucking Noochie Coochie right there, coming in with the hot
What's up,
stuff.
buddy?
He's doing the sound. All right, so
testicles, 1, 2, testicles, testing.
So this is my thing. My thing is, I always think, oh well, as a breeder, it makes sense. Like keep them in like to maximize your profits, like things that are just enough for them. And then for pet owners, I'll say, hey, you should keep it in a tank, or you should keep it like this. But the problem is that it's still an animal, and if I think that they can be kept a little bit better, I should do that thing to do it. You know, if I think it's better for their enrichment, but the problem that I come to is like, will it give an issue breeding? So I'm like, I'm just jumbled in my mind about how I feel about the situation.
I mean, in reality, we really don't have it down to a science. We could only get what we know and what we're exposed to. Just like that Netflix show David did, shout out. You know, it gives us a better understanding of how they're really kept out in the wild. You know, of course, we could sit there and we could question, was it edited? Was it not edited?
What are we talking about? David?
Yeah.
Who's David, bro?
Dave,
bro. On Netflix? It was on YouTube, bro.
I call it Netflix, bro.
It's the same shit.
I YouTube and chill.
Gotcha. YouTube and chill.
But,
what you were saying, yeah, about...
You know, anybody can have their opinion. You know,
Yeah.
I just think that, you know, the way that they used to be kept to the way that they're being kept now has changed, because obviously we're more focused in space and profitability and all these things. So if we could definitely take it back a step to where we think more about the actual animal itself than us being selfish and just profiting, maximizing the space. I think that we would enjoy our animals a little more, man. Honestly, you know, a lot of people think that, you know, I don't have the time because, you know, of work. You know, like I try to explain, like me and my wife actually have conversations in my room because I'm just literally sitting there fucking around my balls. Like I fondle my balls all the time. And you know, and it's nothing, dude. It's just I like to take them out. Like I wish I had the opportunity to be able to just build a fucking 10-foot wall of concrete and just let them fucking loose, and let them do their thing, like they would do it in the natural, in their natural settings. But, my balls, yes, I like to let them loose. You can't see them, but they're there.
So, my thing is this: let's say if the industry, quote unquote, standard changed tomorrow, right? If everybody's like, you know what, guys, maybe we should keep them like this, would you do the change? Would you keep them in 4x4, 4x2x2s?
No. I would definitely probably cut my collection by 3/4 to give them a better lifestyle.
Better than that.
Definitely. Yeah. And by the way, that's one of the things that we've actually been talking about, which later on, maybe sometime mid next year, by the end of next year,
you might have an idea that comes out.
The idea is there. It's just production, which I'm not gonna have too many people steal from me at this very moment. I think I've given enough. I think I've given enough ideas to many people.
Yeah.
And basically a lot of people have taken it to the next level, which is great. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
But this one, definitely keeping to myself.
So, my friend Chuk has a very...
Who?
The man, the myth, the legend.
Who?
Chucky Wucky. Rhymes with fucky. All right. So he told me one time, he's like, he takes his balls to shoots with models. He takes his ball pythons to like shoot with models and stuff.
Lucky son of a bitch.
And something that he told me, he's like, I want to spend the money on a proper enclosure for my animal because that animal gives me money. You know, that animal provides a living for me kind of mentality. So I should do more for it because I'm like, I don't need to do the minimum for you just because it's convenient. You know, and just those specific things that have been like in my head have made me like question about these things. If we can keep them better and they still breed, why not? You know,
I mean, I could definitely agree to that, but I don't think we're ready for that change right now, just because of the way that we were brought into it.
Racks.
You know what I mean?
Racks.
So we can't foresee breaking through that concept.
Yeah.
You know, but I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree that, you know, these are our pets, man.
Yeah.
You know, if we would treat them like dogs or cats or monkeys or whatever the case may be, you know, we really wouldn't have 100 ball pythons in a room.
Yeah.
You know, we would definitely, but I mean, to not get into all the details because this is a 2-minute podcast, you know, I think that we would. I think that the passion will be brought back versus the greed and and the money hungry, outcome that we get from breeding our stuff. That's where I've been the last couple of 2 or 3 years, bro. It's like, this can't be it, bro. This can't be just fucking breed and sell. So I've definitely taken a step back, and I'm definitely taking a different approach to lots of things. That's why I'm not out here, sorry for who gets offended, but I'm not a social whore. I'm not putting myself out there, nor my business, but at the end of the day, I'm taking care of the things that I need to take care of. Definitely planning better for the future, and not only for me, but for these actual animals. We're at the risk of basically losing it all. And shout out to those that are representing us. Greatly appreciate everything that you guys have been doing, but we definitely need to make more than just fight them from the top, dude. We gotta set a new foundations. We definitely gotta make different perimeters and show that we really give a fuck about these animals, man. That's for sure. And that's not just ball pythons. That's all around, across.
Got you, man. Alrighty, we're back. Go ahead and tag yourselves, introduce yourself.
I'm Jesus Gabriel Maldonado. I own Maldonados Exotic Animals on Instagram and Facebook. I breed Kenyan Samboas. I just got into hognose snakes, and I'm working with Hondurans now as well.
Yeah, so first off, why colubrids?
Colubrids? I don't know. It's what's around me right now.
Got you.
I don't know. I just like the idea of having a Honduran milk snake. I've always looked at being a reptile breeder and a reptile keeper since I was a little kid. And I grew up with my mom she's a vet tech.
Okay.
So I grew up in a veterinarian clinic. And one of the workers there, the janitor, she had a whole bunch of reptiles. So Burmese pythons since I was 2 years old, ball pythons, corn snakes. I had an eastern glass lizard as my first pet. So when I was like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And then from there on, it just went on and on and on and on.
Dude, that's fucking sick, man. And I think that you were talking to me, was it yesterday or Friday, the first day that we saw each other?
Maybe Friday.
So Friday you were telling me how excited you were to be at Daytona. It was your first Daytona that you're actually being able to vend with the people that you work with and stuff like that. And I was talking to Alex from Imperial, and I was like, dude, like, it's so refreshing and exciting to see somebody so young be so excited to be doing this. And it's just like, that's the future, man.
Yeah, man.
So congratulations, dude. And
Thank you.
I mean, with the Sandbows that you've been working with, you've been producing a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
I had spoken to you a while back about me thinking about doing some Sandbow stuff. Yeah. Man, so tell me more about the stuff that you like specifically genetically with the Sandbows. Like, what's the goal?
Well, first of all, how I got into Sandboas is that I originally wanted to get a hognose snake, but the reptile store I was going to, which was Underground Reptiles, they didn't have hognose snakes in stock at the time.
Gotcha.
So I settled on the normal Kenyan Samboa. And then I started seeing the morphs of them. And one of the morphs that stood out to me immediately was the Snow Splash from Jeff Holloway. And that is the splash gene is basically a pied. Mark and Campbell are the first people to pop out the splash.
Okay.
And they came out of the high yellow snow line, and because they were keeping it, inbreeding the more high yellow, and then splash popped out. And then ever since then, pied Samboas have been scattered in and out of places and stuff because of the weird up and down popularity with Samboas in the past decade or so.
I think that's the best way to put it, up and
down.
Yeah. It's like some years they'll sell like really well. The next year it's like gone.
It's a very weird market.
Yeah, for sure. I do think the Samboas are very cool. I'm not gonna lie to you, the reason why I was considering it because it was selling so good, and then a year passed and I was like, okay, now it's not selling so good.
Yeah.
And so I was like, maybe just as a business I'm not really there to do something like that, spend so much time into it. But yeah, man, anything cool that you saw here at your first Daytona that you're vending?
I mean, the only advantage to vending at Daytona is that you get in for the vendor part where you're setting up. I don't know, there's a lot of cool things. For me, I'm like hyper focused on Samboas and some hognose snake stuff.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. The coolest thing is probably like something at Fathom Hogs. They have this weird looking solid orange hognose snake that popped out of I forgot what the pairing was. It was like Arctic Conda,
Gotcha.
albino to albino Conda or albino or something like that. It was some like very basic pairing, and they popped out this thing that looks like a Sable Super Conda.
Yeah, nice.
But it's more orange.
Got you.
Doesn't have the sable look to it.
For sure, man. Cool stuff. Well, I think we're going to get out of here. Tag yourself one more time, and we'll get this going.
I'm Gabriel at Maldonados Exotic Animals, both on Instagram and Facebook.
All right,
and YouTube as well.
All right, so I'm here with Nick Clark from the OCIC, or the Orient Center for Indigo Conservation. How you doing, man? How's the show?
Doing good. It's been really busy out here. Great for us.
You know, this show this year was so big that they had the second room, right? They did the 2 rooms, and now they have a conservation organization tabling. That's awesome.
Yeah, and and thank you, Wayne Hill, because he actually furnished the table gratis for conservation agencies. So,
yeah. Have a lot of people been like coming up and asking questions? Because I know you've got the gorgeous Eastern in the front right there.
Yeah, and this is actually one of our main fundraisers, is to sell T-shirts, stickers, and to help educate people about what we actually do.
Right, and what do you actually do?
Our main function is we are under the umbrella of the Central Florida Zoo. They actually govern us and manage us, but our main function is the breeding for reintroduction of the Eastern indigo snake.
Yeah, if you guys follow the podcast, I recently started volunteering with them. They're located in Eustis, Florida. You guys do private tours for large groups?
Yeah, last Saturday of each month we do tours. Right now it's summertime in Florida, so not a lot of people wanting to get out.
Yeah, and you guys just did the big outdoor units. We're moving some indigos into there.
Yep, and we've been waiting on those for a little over a year, but since we do live in Florida, there's no reason to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
So we do try to get the animals outside so that they can have the correct light cycles, temperature rises and drops.
Yeah.
And also rainfall.
Yeah. One of the things I've said on the podcast before, when it comes to conservation, one of the things I really stress is about the importance of buying property, buying land and conserving it, not letting any land developers, get a hold on it. Do you think that there's a lot of value in reintroducing populations to previously debilitated species, or is that do you think there's maybe less of a hope doing that way?
Well, it really depends on the species and what the reason for impairment is. The indigo, for example, has a huge home range.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that large home range, areas that have been fragmented are probably worse for them to be reintroduced to than larger tracts of land.
Right.
Our release sites, we have tens of thousands of acres that actually butt up against tens of thousands of acres, so that we're not really putting them on an island.
Right.
And they have a better chance of survival in that environment.
Right.
But as we do lose environment, I think we really kind of have to pick and choose what we're going to lose, where we're going to lose it, and what animals are actually appropriate to actually try to save in those environments.
Right. And where do you guys get your animals for breeding for the introductions?
Well, the initial project was started by taking gravid or pregnant females out of the wild. We brought them into Auburn University. They laid their eggs. We put the females back into the wild, hatched those eggs, and that was our founder group for breeding. Once they got big enough to breed, then we actually started breeding them and keeping track of the bloodlines, locations, and all that stuff.
So I think you guys taken rescues as well, like animals that should not be with people privately, and that they have relinquished or have been found. And then we use those for the breeding process, or?
Well, we have a couple that have been confiscated that were either being kept illegal, but we have no idea what those bloodlines are. So as far as for the breeding project, they are not a significant animal to breed. Now, we do also have what we refer to as derps, which are animals that are for display education or research purposes. We can breed those that are lesser significant as far as genetics, and satisfy some of the nature centers, educational components, or facilities that are not interested in actually breeding the animals, but can continue the education of them.
Right. And what, I guess, for the most part, what is it about Eastern indigos that people don't understand, or they don't realize? I think for the most part, most Floridians don't even know that they exist, that they're out there, and that they're such an integral part of the ecosystem.
Well, they're an apex predator, so one of the cool things about them is their diet changes as the seasons change. So they will eat frogs, toads, tadpoles, fish, birds, eggs. Their main diet is other snakes, and venomous snakes being a specialty. And I think that's one of the things that we really need to press on to people that will help them understand the value of having this animal to help keep venomous populations in control, but honestly to keep any population of animals under control as the seasons change. So educating people about any type of snake is an uphill battle, but a 8-foot snake that is large and black is a particular trouble because most people don't care if it's a threatened species or not. They find it in their backyard. They're concerned about their pets, their children, their agriculture, I mean, whether it's cattle or horses or whatever. If they don't know about the animal, then they're more likely to destroy it. So
it's ironic. I would love to find one in my backyard.
Right, exactly. And I try to have a backyard that invites those animals to my backyard. But inevitably, my neighbors are the ones that call that have the animals in their yard.
Yeah, it's cracking. It is cracking. Do you think that this is just a catch-all question, I guess? Do you think that if there was a higher population of them in like the pet trade, for instance, like we're at the Daytona Breeders Expo, obviously for the pet trade, do you think that that would help the populations, or at least education about the animals and the inspiration to do so?
Well,
or do you think that it would make it worse?
There's pros and cons that go along with either argument in that. I mean, again, I think that a lot of times the private breeders, they are very good at what they do, and they're trying to do it for a profit.
Right.
And sometimes I don't feel that that's necessarily a bad point of view. But in order to keep track of everything, and it doesn't make any difference what you're doing, somebody's always trying to color outside the lines.
Yeah, how's it been with the new property and stuff?
Good,
all that
good.
Stuff?
When I first moved to my property, I had a whole entire neighborhood and then a whole entire, so all these neighbors were upset. They didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, I was hearing about that, yeah.
They were spreading all kinds of rumors because they didn't know what was going on. They got a little bit of information and then created a narrative for the rest with their imagination. And it turned into this guy's going to do a big theme park. It's going to be like a circus.
Dude,
he's going to have grizzly bears.
No one knows stuff.
I mean, I didn't plan to get grizzly bears, so I could technically get
it's like, I can get grizzly bears?
I could get a tiger permit, but no. The whole goal is a private wildlife park for private tours and breeding endangered species, and also raising money for those endangered species in the wild.
Right.
If I'm not able to breed something that's endangered and I has it as an educational ambassador,
there you go.
Then if it's just an educational ambassador and it doesn't breed for me, then I use that to raise awareness and money for the species.
For that
so
species,
like king cobras, all the conservation groups in India, throughout Southeast Asia, the Philippines, trying to get more attention and awareness on them so they can continue to do their job. Because there's countries, not a lot of people know about this because we obviously we're here in America, we don't hear about everything. But in certain parts of Southeast Asia, the government in certain municipalities or whatever, they'll make announcements and say, bring a king cobra to us dead or alive, and we'll pay you. So then that encourages the local people to start killing these king cobras.
Bummer.
So the whole goal is to get everyone to love these animals. And also try to raise enough funding to allow the people who it's really hard for them to be able to get the right tools and to get the gas to go to places to relocate animals, to do all this outreach and whatnot. Those people need funding. So obviously, I directly would like to just send them that money.
And you know what, dude? We're at the Daytona Breeders Expo, and there's thousands of people easily walk through those doors, And if any of their ticket prices, if any of the animal prices that they bought, if a fraction of that went to conservation.
Oh, imagine.
Dude, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
I honestly think that that's how it should be.
It should be that, yeah.
It's great. We have people fighting for our rights to sell reptiles and whatnot. But at the end of the day, the goal for every single person who keeps wildlife in captivity should be conservation education.
Yeah.
So I think it should, in a sense, let's back up for a second. This show does contribute to conservation. And the reason it does that is because for you to be able to be at this show right now and to sell reptiles, you must have a Class 3 sales permit.
Right, and that money goes to
and that goes to the
conservation from the FWC.
And that's Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission.
Right.
So in a way, we all end up donating, but I think we could do more. We can, especially because most of this stuff is exotic. Why don't we try to help some of these species that are endangered that we have in large numbers in captivity? Okay, we're going to breed and sell them.
We breed ticks out here. Well, not here in Florida, but
some of these species of lizards that are only found on certain islands and they're endemic species. Why not raise money for the conservation groups where they come from? If you're going to be selling things like cyclora that are endangered and whatnot, take a percentage of your cyclora money and give it to conservation.
Do you think that
Bahamas.
It's the keeper's responsibility, or do you think it's the breeder's responsibility, or is it both?
It's everyone's responsibility.
Everyone's responsibility.
Because no matter what you do, no matter how many animals you have, if you breed them, if you use them for this or that, At the end of the day, if you have these animals, they're not just a showpiece for you. They should be an educational ambassador. Even if you don't work at a zoo and you got a snake in your house and you have family come over and your cousin's like, "Ooh, snake," you convince your cousin that this snake wants nothing to do with you, and it's actually a harmless animal.
Exactly.
And so everyone can be a wildlife warrior, like Seaborn would say, and everyone can make a difference. So everyone who owns these animals, everyone that associates with reptiles or nature or anything like that, that should be their job to educate everyone around them and change opinions.
Right. I wanted to ask something else. With your channel, obviously, you have a lot of like people that are about. You have a lot of like kids as part of your
There's a lot of kids.
Audience.
I get, dude, honestly, every age. Like when I come to a show or like when I'm out working out at the gym or something, like every age comes up to me. Like, like I'll think it's a kid. I'm like, "Hey, kid," and then the dad will be like, "I'm a big fan." I'm like, "Oh,
hey,
nice to meet you." So it's all ages.
I remember at one point I wanted to ask this personally. There was a point where you, at the beginning of your channel, I guess I'd watch a couple of videos every now and then. At the beginning, you would free handle and would do stuff like that, and then there was a point in the middle where you were like, "Oh, I'm gonna stop doing this."
Yeah. So
and then now we're back.
What had happened was this is actually some behind the scenes stuff. Nobody actually knew the real reason I stopped doing that.
Okay.
It was no close call. It was no suddenly I believe everything I'm doing is wrong. No, I've always believed in what I do.
Right.
You know, no one should ever replicate what I do. The animals I work with are zoological animals. No one's owning crocodiles in their house, and if they are, most likely it's not legal and done right. I'm already working with animals that are not in the pet sector. I work with the deadliest snakes on the planet. I work with crocodiles. I work with everything. Look at me right now. I'm healing from an 8-foot Cuban crocodile bite. So this is dangerous. Nobody should mimic what I do. That's why we have a warning, and that's why I always reiterate when I'm even doing it. So what happened was there's a lot of. In the past couple years, I've learned a lot. I learned a lot about what non-for-profits are. I've learned a lot about conservation groups. And I learned about like what to do, what not to do, and to be careful with who you put all your force into. And no names, nothing like that I'm going to be throwing out. But
you can throw names, we don't care.
No, I can't because it's going to cause more drama. You saw what happened when I said one thing about make sure you don't waste your money and just start throwing it to random non-for-profits. Let me just say to everyone who listens to this, a non-for-profit, they only have to take 20% of what they make and give it to the cause.
Right.
The rest of it can be paid out to the board members, the people that are always there, and they get paid as employees. So
Facts.
I'm not going to get too much into that.
No, it's true.
But what happened with the free handling thing was this was really screwed up. I was basically being told if I want to be a part of these conservation groups, I'm not going to name the names, I would have to
stop free handling.
I would have to stop free handling. They're like, we're not going to try to tell you how to do your business, but
they can't
nobody
support
likes
it.
free handling. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting, coming from these people that have done it themselves, and then I hear the other board members who are talking about it, and all of them have free handling photos. Even one of them, who's an older gentleman, literally has a photo of a baby king cobra being held in front of his face.
Yeah.
So I'm like, come on, you guys are going to be hypocritical.
Yeah.
You use these animals to get people's attention, to get conservation going. I am doing the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not stepping on your toes. It's all of us should be working together.
Yeah.
So what happened was they were trying to like pigeonhole me, right?
Okay.
And they're trying to make it seem like if you don't do this.
don't do this,
So it was really for a bigger leap in my career. It was to be able to reach higher for conservation efforts and not give a crap about
that little bit.
Because when it came to handling technique, I'm just like, all right, dude, whatever. Let me see if I can just work how they want me to work a little bit. And then it turned out that it was just like a little bit of cheese being dangled in front of the rat, like, oh, we'll let you be a part of this, we'll let you be a part of this. And then it kept prolonging and wasting more time. And then I started to find out that those people were actually working against me through emails I would see to other people in other countries. Like I have a friend in Southeast Asia going, oh, this no-name group emailed us and said that you shouldn't associate with people who do YouTube and free handle and this and that. Blah, blah, blah. We would never name a king cobra and whatnot, saying really ridiculous things. And basically telling this person in a third world country where it's hard to get tools and everything, where I'm telling this person I'm going to donate equipment to safely relocate animals, chip them, bag them, everything. I'm offering to do all this, right? They're trying to say, no, you don't need to take tools from them. Why do you have to take tools from them? And this person's going, whoa, you guys turn your backs to us when we didn't have tools. He offered to get us tools to make it safe. And then they try to flip it and say, well, we don't want free handling. We don't want free handling there. Well, one, we're Americans. We're over here in America. We don't live in Southeast Asia. Why are we going to tell these people how to live? Why are we going to tell these people what to do? We're not part of the government there. We're just some dudes here in America. We should all be working together to help for conservation efforts. Like, there's no reason for everyone to hold each other back. So basically what happened was I wanted to be a part of a bigger conservation effort. learned it was just cheese in front of my face.
Yeah.
And then I realized what I have to do to make real conservation work happen
is to get the views,
is to do the thing. Get those views, get the money, and
put it towards that.
One-on-one help the people in those countries instead of wasting my fucking time with people trying to hold me back.
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, lots of conservationists have a great heart, but there are also a lot of conservationists that keep other conservationists from getting anything done.
Yeah.
Show me, explain to me how
the
I
thing
would
is
be
that
causing harm.
they're in competition constantly. They're trying to get everyone's
like,
money.
it's like,
And not
dude,
a bad thing,
no
but
one's
like
ever going to be like Irwin again, or no one's ever going to be David Attenborough again. Like, those people got us into it. We should all be inspired by those people. We should all work together.
Sure.
But then I started to learn that people will work against you behind closed doors. They will say things behind closed doors. And I had plenty of evidence put in front of my face to say, okay, I am going to solely help conservation groups in the native countries of these animals, and I will not get tied up with conservation groups here.
For sure.
There are great ones, but just like all that Red Cross stuff, and whenever like something would happen in Haiti, and then people would be like, "Oh, watch where your money goes," because some of these not-for-profits don't do anything. And that's what I'm trying to avoid.
Dude.
So what I'm doing now is
hard.
I'm raising my own money, and I'm getting tools and equipment to give to people in Southeast Asia so they can properly handle and relocate these animals, and also afford to get the equipment to educate, do outreach, pamphlets, whatnot. On top of that, going and be a part of relocation in villages and teaching the people in person. So my whole goal is breed endangered species at my place, educate in person, and to raise money for the animals.
You're the one who has the full authority on where the money is going.
Exactly. So I'm hitting conservation on the head with a hammer 3 different ways. You know, breeding the species, educating people, and raising money and funding for the native range of these animals.
There you go, man.
And that's
good
all that
stuff.
matters.
It's good stuff. You know, speaking of drama, do you want to talk about Nerd?
No, dude. I don't even want to give them attention because, like, I look at what I do and look what they do. Why are we even talking? You know?
Yeah.
Not
fair.
you and me, but
no, but
like, people who inbreed reptiles for morphs versus a person who's trying to raise funding and awareness for conservationists.
Yeah.
Why are we even talking?
Why are they talking?
You know, like when they got that white king cobra, what was it going to be used for? They were gonna try to reproduce it, take its babies that were het for leucistic, and breed them
together.
Mom.
Yep.
That's not conservation.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to waste my time putting too much on this because this will just be another video.
There you go, mic drop.
Yeah, this will just be like another bit. He's asking me about the people who live in the snow people.
The snow people.
But at the end of the day, we're all blessed, dude. We live down here in Florida. It's the best weather ever. I get to work with crocodiles on a daily basis. I get to go into a king cobra enclosure and clean the enclosure. I get to live my life to the fullest, and I get to help educate people and get them to love these animals as well. Instead of making it a whole fear-monger thing. Because at the end of the day, I didn't name my king cobra some murder name. I gave him the name Kevin because
to make him more amicable
we
for
want
people
to look at these animals and not give them like personification. Like we're not going to act like this thing's tame or anything. But this thing has a soul. This thing feels pain.
It's
this
alive.
Thing
it's a part of the
living
ecosystem.
Animal, and it needs to have mental enrichment. It needs to live a good life.
And you're building the big enclosure for him, right? Too.
Just spent
nice, dude.
$10,000 on this thing.
Yeah, dude.
And I am bankrupt. So please buy my merchandise. ChandlersWildlife.com.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you, man.
Nice to meet you. What was y'all's name again? Just check me out. Check me out on YouTube, Chandler's Wildlife for the main content. Check me out on Patreon to support a little bit extra. You can just donate a couple bucks and get exclusive content. And also, if you buy T-shirts and stickers, that helps with the cause of building out my facility, and also helps fund projects for, like, example, buying tools for people in other countries to safely relocate venomous snakes.
For sure, dude.
So conservation through and through. Reptiles are the best. You guys are the best.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me be on.
Man.
Surprise, surprise. The man, the myth, the legend. I imported him straight from Mexico, poached him myself, bro, the homie. What's up?
You poached me from Mexico,
dude?
Yeah, it started with the fact you have crazy diarrhea, dude.
For
crazy,
real?
Straight water, dude. I don't know what I ate out there, but it's water, dude. So
you think it's from the food?
Probably, dude. Just know if I stand up, somebody's getting fucked out there. That bathroom is gonna be crazy.
Yo, somebody shitted right now, dude.
So how's the show?
It's fucking okay. It's very okay.
It's fucking huge, dude.
It is.
It's
it is
2
big.
fucking rooms.
Did you see Ron?
Yeah, I went and saw Ron. I saw Jeremy, Rob. I saw Catalina walking around.
Cool.
Dan, the Turtle Man.
Hell
That's
yeah,
another
dude.
Daniel. Yeah.
Cool, man. Did you find anything cool?
No.
Where's all the cool stuff?
I haven't found
Mexico.
A
Oh man,
That's fire.
dude.
That's
Yeah,
fire.
dude.
Yeah, no, Mexico is fire, but here, like, I'm tired as fuck. So I've just been walking, just looking for people. I looked for you guys.
Okay.
Just to say hi to a couple people, and then now we're gonna go around and see the animals.
Okay,
I
cool,
ain't buying
cool.
shit.
Hey, you told me you were buying ball pythons.
I will never buy a ball python except if it's from you, Yoshii.
Aww.
Just to feed it to
That's
a king
the
cobra.
boy, no, the most expensive ball python too.
Yeah. By the way, we
Jesus.
got the venomous over there.
Where?
Waffle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
Sweet fire.
So how was Mexico?
Fire, dude.
Yeah.
Wild boas.
Okay.
Parrot snakes.
Hell yeah.
I found some. It looked like a fucking coral snake at the beginning, but it's called a centipede snake.
Okay.
Fire.
Okay.
Peach bellied racer. Fire. Sea turtles.
Jealous.
Sea turtles. Whale sharks.
Jealous.
Mantas.
Dude.
Monkeys. Spider monkeys. Squatty mundis.
Dude, bro. I honestly, bro, if you do not follow Chuk right now, follow Chuk. MadBioReptiles.
30,000. Hold
Yo,
up.
he is
last time we
killing
talked,
it, dude.
Last time we talked, I was like a 10 or 11 or some shit like that. Hey, look at this shit now, bro.
Bro, he's blowing up. Look
I know,
who's
it's
here.
just crazy. Chino, yo, you're fucking wrong. Your opinion is a piece of shit.
Wow.
And I'll say that in front of all these people
This
right
Mexican is trying to talk to me.
Yo, listen,
Hey,
I found your daddy in Mexico.
I thought you found his dad.
Listen, I found your daddy in Mexico. You know what he said?
What? He said he ain't coming back.
No,
dude.
even better. He said, hold on, be right back. I'm going to get some milk. I saw your daddy. I saw your daddy said. Yeah. He ain't come back. We waited for a little bit. But.
Damn, bro. Well, good shit, man. Hell yeah. You look like a brand new man. It's all the followers he's got.
Bro, yeah, for real. I got new shoeies.
Hell yeah. Oh, look. Look at mine.
Oh!
Hey.
They can't see it. Okay.
No, they can't see
Put
it.
a clip later. Come on. That's smart.
There we go. Tito's like, I just want to fucking fit in.
I almost did a split, bro. With the diarrhea I have, you don't want that shit.
So I actually saw those shoes, and then I was like, oh, I want that, but I didn't want to spend the money on them, so I made my own.
Bro, I literally saw these shoes for like half the price of whatever they were, and I got them. Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
you
could
bro.
go. You could go. It's cheap as fuck
Damn,
right
dude.
now. Yeah.
All right.
And you have like size 2 feet, so.
Yeah. I'm
it
a
is
kid
what it
size
is.
in fucking everything.
Yeah, I'm toddlers, bitch. Yes.
XXL in
Dude,
children.
Dude, feel this phone just vibrating, dude.
Yo, this man is insane. It's like what he says about the poachers. It's
Yeah.
like a drug.
Yeah, it's a fucking drug, dude.
Yeah.
Listen,
So what are you doing? 30,000 party or 50,000 party?
it was supposed to be 30, but I'll probably wait a little bit longer because
Okay.
what I wanted to pull off, I have to really look into it. I was last night about to get an Airbnb and be like, yo, everybody show the fuck up.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, okay, I should, because like parking and shit like
course,
that. I don't
yeah.
know how many people are going to come. Like distance from other houses, so it's not
Understood.
too crazy. So
Okay.
Yeah. But I want to do
Fire,
it.
dude.
I want to do it.
Well, let me know.
Yeah.
Did you guys record any videos over there?
Let me tell you about these pieces of shit of people, dude. Pieces of shit. They didn't plan a thing.
Yo. Oh my god.
And it was garbage. So now I have to come up with a storyline because the shots are cool. There's just no storyline to it. So I have to come up with something
Gotta
for that.
manufacture that
Yeah.
shit.
So now the rule is, which I told him and the other bitch. I told him. I told them from now on they just come with the idea. I make up the story to get shit done.
Okay.
Because these fuckers. Daddy, bitch. Daddy Daniel.
Daddy
bitch.
Daniel. Daddy bitch Daniel.
Daddy bitch Daniel sounds fire, dude.
Yeah, dude. But
Daddy
all
bitch
right,
Daniel.
we'll fucking get out of here, bro. Once again, fucking tag yourselves and please fucking follow this man.
Yo, MaddBioReptiles, 30,000 followers. If you don't follow us on you, bitch.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please let us know in the comment section down below who your favorite guest was and what was the best topic. Of course, this was the Reptiles With Podcast by Modern Reptile. Please like, follow, and subscribe and share with your reptile-loving friends, and we'll see you in the next one.